I responded to Druski. It went viral. Like, I'm really him. This is what I do for real. I'm an angry black man in prison. But I'm letting you know this how I feel. Get him off me. Help. Right.
But I get messages on Instagram, right? People saying, you know, all kinds of like, I'm going to catch up to you and you motherfucker. And, you know, every once in a while, though, periodically, I'll get a phone call from somebody. Those are the ones that bother me because they're really brazen. But the other day I got a fucking phone call. It was over the top and had me super concerned, but just briefly, right? And I kind of just like, whatever. I just kind of blew it off. But I also understand that you got a fucking call.
I had several calls.
Okay.
About our previous interview. And first, let me apologize to you. I didn't know that somebody was going to call you. I didn't know that the interview was going to go that big. I had no idea that my story was so, I don't even know the word. It's so amazing, I guess, to where
upsetting
to a lot of people. It did. It upset a lot of people. I didn't know it was going to upset a lot of people. You got to figure. I'm talking about stuff that happened in the 80s and 90s. We're talking about 25 years ago. You know, people are dead, gone, they moved on. They transferred their life, but evidently, that's not true. Because just like you,
some things don't have a statute of limitations.
They don't have a statute of limitation. And I too. So let me apologize to you first by saying, you know, who reached out to you on my behalf as far as the interview. I didn't know the interview was going to be, you know, I want to say this successful, but also this heartbreaking. The phone calls, I received several phone calls. I assume by the same person or persons, and they too, like, listen, you know, your mother still lives in Southside St. Pete. Your mother's address is ... Your brother is, you know, we know. So you need to backtrack those conversations. You need to pipe down a little bit and tell your story. You know, you're right. You know, everybody know you're a living legend. Everything you're saying is true, but it's too true. So back up off them interviews and just tell your side. Don't tell the whole side. So that was pretty liberating. So, you know what I mean? For the record, I do want to say, for those who I did offend, or the families that felt offended by the names and the stories that were stated in our last, and this is real. This is very real.
Right.
I do want to apologize for those who I offended, because the people who have passed or had got caught up in the lifestyle that we all were living back then had, you know, passed on to the next life. And I spoke about things that people that are still alive were offended. So I didn't mean to offend anybody. But again, I do want to say this for the record. Any interview I ever do, because I read the comments, and they always say where they're from and what they do and what you wouldn't do and this. Listen, nobody gave you a platform. You got 84 followers. I'm confused as why the fuck you even talking about me. But everybody said, oh, well, if it was me, well, where I'm from, you wouldn't do that. I go, fuck, where you from? Nobody, my disclaimer's always been the same. This is I'm speaking on my experience, my life, where I grew up at. This is me. Get you a platform and tell your little sorry ass story. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, your hood ain't no harder than mine. And I'm not saying I'm the biggest, baddest gangster either. I'm not saying, but my brand, Black Label, comes off my lifestyle as being who I'm very stand up. I'm very, I'm a grown ass man, bro. You ain't gonna play with me. And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? My whole brand is based off my lifestyle. So I'm not here pitching for Sprite. I'm not here pitching for, you know, Procter & Gamble. I'm not here pitching for Johnson & Johnson. You're not gonna see me holding a baby bottle of lotion. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the people who understand who I am, understand why my brand is the way my brand is, and understand the reason why you're booking me.
Right.
This is my story. So if you mad or offended about what God wrote for me, I can't say what I want to say. You understand what I'm saying? But with the eggplant emoji, yeah, you put the eggplant emoji in your mouth, partner. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're not going to change me. And if you want to be on a T-shirt about what I say, that's your choice. Because that's what it's going to be. A lot of fish fries and mothers crying by playing with me. And I'm not saying for those who made the phone call. I'm talking about the people in the comments who say, Crocker, I slapped the shit out you. I wish the fuck you would. I wish you would. But again,
I thought the comments were good.
No, the comments are great. But again, I always, and this goes back to the phone call me and you received, I only spoke about my circle, my friendship, my compatibility, my novelty of being the only white guy in an all black neighborhood, and how wolves adapt to wolf style living. So for those who didn't live there, or like in one of the interviews, we were talking about the N-word. You know, who can and who can't say it again like that. I never said who owned it. I never said nothing about the N-word. I use it, I've said it, but again, I'm only speaking from my experience. I ain't say nobody gave me a pass. I ain't never said I was looking for no pass. I ain't never said I was going to the... No, I'm speaking about me. This is my life. I can get on a platform and say what the fuck I want to say when I get ready. And because it pisses you off, it's supposed to. You hate me because you can't be me. So if I was looking for attention, I'd be mad too. Because I got all the lights on me. Go get your story. Tell your story. It's okay. Find your platform. But don't be worried about what I do, because at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to do what I do. I'm going to pop my shit. I'm going to talk my shit. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm a brand, walking, talking, black label services. I get paid to kick ass. It is what it is. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you. So I'm just wondering what Colby's sitting there smiling.
But you know, people don't like that I'm so rough. People don't like that I seem a bit detached from sensitivity to what the case. The reality of it is, not everybody's got the same story. Every face has a different story. You could be white. I could see you in the grocery store. I don't have to say two words. You look like a distinguished, white man. It's not my business to get in your face and ask you what the fuck your story is. Because if you picking out cabbage and I'm picking out lettuce, why the fuck am I worried about what the fuck you sound like when you speak? You got too much time on your hands. You need to go make some T-shirts.
Yeah.
You need to find another route.
A lot of people, they don't. Let me put it like this: like they weren't raised in the same environment you were.
Right.
And obviously I wasn't either.
Correct.
But it's funny because I think about it like going to prison. When I went to 13 years in prison, and I get out of prison, my buddies were constantly saying, bro, you're like super aggressive, and I was. And I used to say, well, I'm assertive. I'm not aggressive, because I think of aggressive as like you're violent, or you're
Me too.
You could be violent. I'm like, I'm not going to be violent. I'm like, but to me, I was very much it. When you first get to prison, one of the things one of the guys told me was, because I was always like, oh, I really appreciate that, or hey, you think I was very polite, please, thank you. I was very, very. I thought being respectful to everybody. Listen, I was raised by a strict Catholic woman. You were respectful to everyone, whether you like them or not. That is just the way you behave.
Yes.
But that was upper middle class, right? And so when I go to prison, saying please and thank you means you're soft. And I had a little bit more bass in my voice. You know what I mean? Because I don't have enough bass in my voice, apparently. I sound too soft, right? I'm already a short white guy. So I'm already, and I was at the medium initially. So people are already asking, do you need anything?
Mind you, when we do these interviews, people only thinking about 2026. They're not thinking about 13, over a decade ago when it was really rocking and rolling.
This was 15, 16 years ago.
Right, and they don't understand, what 15, 16 years caused was more violent. It was more hectic. It was less security. It was less cameras. But go ahead. But I just want to draw that to the people's attention that today's prison is a little bit more softer than it was 15 years ago. But go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, listen, I got guys, like, you imagine me, there's maybe out of 1,800 inmates in the medium, there's maybe 30 white guys. There's only, and we're talking about 25 of them were there because they were making ice in a bathtub in a single wide somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got nothing, like, they're missing half their teeth. You know what I mean? Like, I got one or two other guys are there for, like, guns or whatever. Like, I got nothing in common with any of these guys. So I got guys already walking up to me, black guys walking up to me, say, you need anything? I get you some tennis shoes. I got you. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
For sure.
I realized right away, you better throw some bass in your voice. You better stop saying please. And I had a guy tell me, you got to stop saying please and thank you. Bro, it's soft. I'm like, well, I'm just being polite. They're like, exactly. You're soft. They already think you're soft.
Right.
So, so I had to, you kind of have to get just rougher. You have to become less soft and be a little bit more assertive of a person. So, but I kept that. And when I got out of prison, even though I tried desperately, I really tried to soften everything I was saying. I'm going to give you an example. And in my mind, I look back on it, and I think it's like, bro, you were crazy. I was working at a gym while I was in the halfway house.
I know it's going.
Have you heard this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you heard the sandwich story?
No, but I was working at UFIT behind Tampa.
Okay.
But go ahead. But
Okay.
it's funny because I can relate.
Well, I'm sitting there, and everybody knows this guy just got out of prison. Now, I know the owner, so luckily he let me work there like 80 hours a week. And kind of played interference, right? Like if I had to go visit my mom, he'd say I had to go pick up some gym equipment. But most of the time I was there and he trusted me.
Right.
So he could leave and go eat or go do whatever he wanted to do. And he knew somebody was there. He paid me minimum wage, which I was thankful for. To this day, I'm thankful. I appreciate it. But I'm mopping, I'm cleaning toilets, bro. I'm washing out the showers. Like I'm doing, grunt work. But there was this one chick, Leanne. Leanne was like, she's probably like 60 years old, great shape. And she was one of the trainers and salespeople. And so one day, and I used to go with my bag lunch. Every day when you leave the halfway house, they give you a bag lunch. It's a bologna sandwich or peanut butter and jelly. And it's got, and you've got your little, whatever, a little juice or something.
Right.
Yeah, and some potato chips. Right. I'm good with that. I'm okay. I like bologna. Right. Everybody hates bologna sandwiches. I love bologna sandwiches. You put some mayo on it and some mustard. So I had my sandwiches. She was going to get to lunch, and she goes, Matt, she goes, let me, what do you want for lunch? And I went, no, I said, I'm good. I got a bag's lunch. She goes, yeah, I've been eating it. She didn't see me eat this shit for 3 months. And she goes, you always eat that. She said, what? Let's get a sandwich. Get a sandwich. We're going to Jimmy John's. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I got the bag of lunch. She goes, Matt, she goes, let me get you Jimmy John's. And I went, and I didn't know, and everybody's looking at me odd because I kept saying, no, I'm good. I mean, they're all like, bro, get a sandwich. And I'm like, and keep in mind, I'm trying to save as much money as I got out with $300 that another inmate gave me. I went into Super Walmart. I'd never been in a Walmart. So you could imagine the life I'm living compared to what I'm living now.
Right.
By the way, my entire wardrobe was made up with $300 from Walmart, which you could do. I had a pretty decent wardrobe. So, but I'm sitting there and I looked at her, and so everybody's looking at me funny. I looked at her and I said, listen, Leanne, I went, if you want to get me a sandwich, I said, out of the goodness of your heart, I said, that's fine. I said, but if you're expecting that in a week, one of the things I said, well, I don't really have any money. She goes, Matt, that's fine. I'll pay for the sandwich. And I went, and so when she said that, everybody's looking at me and I was like, and I went, listen, Leanne, if you want to buy me a sandwich out of the goodness of your heart, and that in a week from now, when I get paid, you don't expect me to buy you a sandwich. I said, or you expect me to repay you for the sandwich. If you're simply buying me a sandwich out of the goodness of your heart, and at no time in the future you expect me to actually reciprocate in any way, I said, then I'll take a sandwich. I said, because I'm trying to save all the money I can, and I'm okay. I have a bag lunch, and I'll eat the bag lunch. And she looked at me and she went, and you should see everybody was looking at me like, this dude's insane. And then she went, I'm going to get you a sandwich. You don't have to pay me back. And I went, okay. Well, then I'll get whatever you think, a ham sandwich or something. She goes, I got you. And she bought the ham sandwich and everything. But that's the mindset. Because in prison, if you say, hey, man, and you don't say thank you or please, you go, yo, bro, let me get, I hate that. So at first I thought it was super rude. Now it seems natural. Yo, let me get some coffee. Let me get a couple scoops of coffee. Like, how fucking rude is that, bro? I mean, but now that seems normal. If somebody said that to me, I wouldn't even think he was being offensive at all.
Right.
But I thought it was so offensive initially. So let me get some coffee. Let me get some coffee. Because here's what happens. He gives you a couple scoops of coffee. And then 4 days later, when it's time to go to Comedy Store, they go, yo, bro, don't forget you owe me a bag of coffee. A bag of coffee? You gave me 2 scoops of coffee.
Right.
Like, there's fucking 40 scoops of coffee in a bag of keefy. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
No. He expects, because you didn't go in up front saying, hey, can I get some coffee? Now, if you don't know him, if you know him, it's okay, right? Like, you guys share maybe, right? But if you don't really know the guy, you don't know what's going to come back. You don't know. And they'll throw that shit. Even if he says, nah, bro, you don't owe me nothing. Don't worry about it. We're cool. We're good. We're whatever. We're neighbors, or we're in the same, we're good. Let me tell you, it still happens. 3 months later, when he asks you for something, you go, no, bro, I can't. No, I know you got it in your thing. No, I know about it. I'm gonna have that later tonight, or I need that. Oh, okay. But when you wanted that bag of coffee, when you wanted those cups of coffee, when you come to me for coffee, they're children. They throw shit in each other's face. And so you have to be on guard all the time. You have to be harsh. You have to only look out for you because nobody's looking out for you. And you become this fucking harsh, what seems aggressive or at the very least assertive person when you get out of prison. So I can imagine living in the environment you lived in and going in and out of prison. You become kind of what most people would think is just you're kind of a dick.
Right.
I'm not a dick. I'm looking out for me because nobody's looking out for me. And I know that's the one thing I always think clearly now is that nobody is going to look out for you like you. So don't expect. So if you do something for somebody and they fuck you over, that's your fault. It's my fault. I fucking gave you $200. You said you're going to pay me back. You didn't pay me back. That's my fault. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have given you the $200 to begin with. And if I give you the $200, I need to expect that you're not going to give it back. And I'm not going to get angry with you or try and get even with you because next thing you know, you're getting another fucking charge or you're going back to prison or something stupid. And so I just think everything's my fault. So everything's...
My fault is one of my best coping thoughts to avoid prison nowadays. I don't care myself. I don't care myself no Billy Badass. I don't wear S on my chest, bro. I just know I can handle business when my business needs to be handled. I'm a grown-ass man. If I felt threatened or disrespected, I'm going to handle my business right then. I said that to say there's a lot of information and material to bounce off what you just said. But if you say, hey, Black, can I borrow $200? I'll give you back on Tuesday. In my mind, I'm going to give you this $200. And I ain't asking for shit back. If you bring it to me, good, man, I appreciate you. If not, bro, I gave it to you. Two things going to happen. You're going to stop fucking with me, which means I bought you for $200 to leave me the fuck alone for the rest of your life. And I'm okay with that. Right. Or I gave it to you, you know what I'm saying? You gave it back and we can move on with the friendship, either which way.
And you know you owe me the $200. I shouldn't have to come for the $200.
No, I shouldn't have, absolutely.
You came to me to get it.
Right. You come to me and then.
I shouldn't have to chase you.
Man, you want that little ass $200, man, that little petty ass $200.
Right. Now I know who you are.
But no, it wasn't petty when you needed it. Motherfucker, get my goddamn money. But I'm not going to jail behind it, bro. It ain't like I'm no pussy, you took nothing from me. I just literally spent $200 to get you the fuck out my face for the rest of my life. And I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I
bought you. So I'm cool. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? One of my outings when I came home from prison, it was a bar. I've always done security. So it was a white bartender at a white like EDM event. They booked me to do the security. So in the case may be. So I went to the bar to ask her for some water. So I leaned over and I said, the bar's long. So I'm like, I'm on the edge letting you know I'm not a participant. You see my Black Label t-shirt. So I get her attention. She said, hey, what can I get you? I said, can I get a bottle of water? She said, oh my God, you're aggressive. You're getting cut off. I said, no, I'm saying the music is loud. It's an EDM concert. It's just boom, boom, boom. So I said, no, I'm not drinking. I'm part, I'm security. I just like a bottle of water. Adam, come get him. He's belligerent. He's aggressive. So the bar back, he comes down, it's white guy. So again, I'm leaning over the bar and say, hey, I work here. I just need, a bottle of water. Man, why the fuck do you talk like that? You're aggressive. I'm not giving you nothing. Swear to God, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, to me, all I'm hearing is you need a bottle of water. Absolutely. I'll get you a bottle of water.
That's it. I wasn't this. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, no, nothing. I just need a bottle of water. I work here, I'm thirsty. So the aggression, I get that with some women that I date. We'll have a discussion. Say we have, I don't know, maybe what's that argument, right? Yeah. And the argument ensues. It could be she's wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know what the case may be, but it's you're so aggressive and you're this and you. No, I'm passionate about defending my character because you're trying to tear it down, and because two people argue, they try to raise the voice to get one over on the other. I'm not trying to convince you of being apologetic. I'm saying you're wrong. I have a passion about when I'm speaking about myself. I'm not being aggressive. Just happens I got muscles and now my neck sticking out and shit. A person would assume that I'm trying to kill you. I'm telling you, it's not that serious. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not violent. I'm not aggressive. I'm passionate about defending my character because you're wrong. Right. What the fuck? Just sit down, shut the fuck up, and say your accountability. Right. So coming out of prison and having that aggression, like you said, or dismissing a human compatible moment in the moment and say, hey, I'll buy you a sandwich. I see you eating like shit. You good person with a cat. I'm just buy you a sandwich. You over here not aggressively, but arguing, I don't want the sandwich because bitch, if you come back, I can't pay it back to you and that's going to be a bigger problem. Yeah. Like you fucking with my mind. Just leave me alone. I'm okay. But every face has a story. She don't know you've been to prison. These people don't know I've been to prison for 15 years.
She does, but she doesn't know. She's never been to prison.
That's what I'm saying.
She has no idea.
So you don't understand the rules and mentality.
Right.
So even still to this day, when people, talk about, Black Label and stuff like this, or some of the, when me and women date and stuff, I hate that they use the word aggression. I'm not finna hurt you, lady. I'm not finna whoop your ass. No, none of that. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm too old to be aggressive. I'm walking away because there's nothing worth me being in front of a judge again. I could never be in front of a judge again.
So they don't understand when it comes to that side of being passionate or being assertive or just like I'm a man. For me, the ideology of a man isn't because I work on cars or I cut the grass or I take the trash out. Those are gender roles. I'm a man because I'm accountable. I'm responsible. You understand what I'm saying? I go to work. I make my own money. I take care of myself. You know, if I owe you, I'm gonna pay you. If I offended you, I'm gonna apologize to you. That's what men do. They take accountability. You know. So, anyways, long story short, getting back to what you were saying about the sandwich, right? People don't understand in prison. When you go to prison and you walk into your room, if there's a snack on your pillow, right. So if there's a snack on your pillow, for those who are watching who don't understand prison politics, especially when you're white, it's going to sound so. I don't even know how to say this on algorithm.
Just say it. You say it, and I'll worry about the algorithm. Yeah.
In prison, the story is all white boys got pussy.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
It is terrible. So you're already going in with the ideology that somebody here is going to take your virginity on the backside.
Right.
Right. So if you're white and you go into the cell and there's a Zoom Zoom, a Wham Wham, a Honey Bun, a Snickers on your pillow and you think that this is just a gesture of welcome home and you eat it, whoever left it there is going to come back and they want it from the back.
Yeah.
So I already knew this because of the hostile environment I grew up in, you know, in my neighborhood. We hear stories. So when I first came in, it was probably about the third day. No, it was after the phone. When I slapped the dude in the face with the phone, we went to the hole. So we cleared all that, so I come back out. And it's like the third day of me being back out on the compound. And there's a honey bun on my pillow. And mind you, I'm on the top tier. Right. You know, the TVs was on the rail.
Yeah.
So giving an idea of like, I can see the TV. So everybody can see this cell.
Yeah.
So I go in there, I see the honey bun. Bro, my mind's so fucked up, bro. You know, it's gonna sound bad. I'm an angry black man.
Right.
In prison. You understand what I'm saying? Like I got 15 years. I come from this crime-riddled environment. You understand what I'm saying? I grew up, you know, amongst wolves, and so now I'm a wolf. So you know, I shed. I got hair. I'm a wolf. I got fangs. So I already knew what this is gonna partake in. So I'm saying to myself, I don't have pussy for anybody on this compound, and I'm not gonna be seen as that. So I go in the cell. I get the honey bun off the pillow. I go back on top tier with my foot up on the rail. I peel the honey bun wrapper slowly, because I'm trying to get bitches' attention. So I go to eating a honey bun in front of everybody.
Right.
On the top tier.
Come get your fucking
honey bun. Come get your honey bun. Because this is, like, that's a silent gesture. So is me eating a honey bun. Because, bitch, whoever put it up here, I want you to know I'm eating this honey bun. Because you know what's going to happen after this, right? So I eat the honey bun. So about 20 minutes later, hell, I forgot about it, to be honest with you. So I'm in the cell, and I just took a piss, so I took the flat back down, opened up the door. This dude, he steps in. I got to change names, unfortunately, because of the phone call. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no repercussions.
Right.
But the person, one of the people who I did get a phone call was from my childhood friend who was part of, you know, the story that I'm telling, and I do want to get to him in a second, but we're getting back to this honey bun on the pillow. So the dude's name was Ray. Let's use Ray. So he comes in, black dude. He comes in. He's from Mississippi. I already heard stories of Ray doing state time, so I know Ray is a booty bandit. Mm. You know what a booty bandit is.
Yeah.
So in his mind, I'm a white dude. You know, he ain't really understand the politics that's going on about me. Because right now, the prison's in an uproar about me. You know what I'm saying? With the black car and the N-word and all this other next shit. So he's like, yeah, I seen you eating that honey bun. I said, shit, you and everybody else did. He told me, yeah, well, I'm going to close the door and you know what's going to happen next. I said, you right. He said, oh, okay, so you already know what's going on. I'm like, yeah, I do. I do know what's about to happen. He said, all right. So he closed the door. Man, next thing you know, pat, 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 pat. Get him off me. Help. I got him beating the shit out. I'm pulling his clothes down in the cell. I'm trying to pull his clothes down in the cell. Because you not fucking me, champ. Mind you, I'm pulling his clothes down as a threat. I'm not going to assault him. But I'm letting you know this how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, like I'm a big dude at this time. You understand what I'm saying? So he put the honey bun in there. I ate his honey bun. He think he finna come booty band at me. I'm in the cell beating him up, taking the drawers off his ass. We switching this up. So at this point, everybody in the in the pod, they going crazy. They're like, man, this motherfucking cracker is crazy. This cracker done lost his damn mind. So they mad, but they laughing like, bro, y'all can't stop this, man. So my partner, can't say no names, unfortunately. So he was the one who gave me a call, but he also is the one who is one of my good friends. Is
he in the unit?
He's in the unit. And he's short and stocky like you. Like his pull-up game, he probably did, I think, 66 pull-ups straight.
Jesus.
80. It gives you an idea. Like
I'm not doing 66 pull-ups.
Yeah, straight. Every compound he goes to, he's the pull-up king. So he ended up getting, I think they awarded him or something for doing as many pull-ups as possible. I'm trying to find this picture of him real quick. But long story short, he's in there arguing with the people like, listen, y'all, if y'all want to fight him, go ahead, right? But y'all going to do it one-on-one. He is part of, he grew up with us. Everything he do and say is not an act. That's who he is. So they was like, listen, we gonna beat him up. This, that, and the third. For he using the N-word. So they're like, listen, he using the N-word because he part of us. He not using the N-word trying to be cool. Like he ain't one of them cool ass wannabe down ass, crackers. He really had, the choppers. He really had the Burts. He really had the jury. He really was out there, moving weight fucking bitches. He really didn't tell on nobody. So I'm not saying that y'all can't be offended by him using the N-word in prison. What I am saying is y'all not going to jump him and run him off the yard. If y'all want to get a one-on-one with him, I'll sit out there and watch y'all get a one-on-one, but y'all not fucking with him like that. And if y'all do think that y'all going to jump and run off the yard, then everybody going to get into it.
You want to send the picture later?
Yeah, I'm going to have to because it's taken away from the, we could,
Right.
So he called me. He was like, listen, it's great to tell your story. Our story, he is a gangster. And, he bought that life. So he said, hey, listen, the story's great. It's phenomenal. Like we really deserve, a Netflix documentary. We really deserve, a series. Like the shit is just unremarkable about what we get. He was 15 years old, 16 years old. I swear to God, the man had a quarter million cash at 16 years old. This man is the originator of street car, like racing cars.
Right.
This man had an SS Cutlass or Monte Carlo. When you tub it out, you take all the extra metal and stuff. Yeah. You make it real light. This man took over $100,000. And I ain't talking about on a paint job. No, I'm talking about just customizing this to race it at 16 years old. Listen to what I'm saying. This is what we're doing with our money.
Right.
This man has every bit of $150,000, $175,000 in cash at 16, 17 years old in Harbordale, in Southside St. Pete. So when you have that much money doing at 16 years old, when you're supposed to be riding bicycles and watching cartoons I'm just be trying to put the mindset of the people who haven't lived this. Because I read the comments on YouTube. I read the comments on Instagram. They're like, oh, that didn't happen, and this and that. And if that was it, we're talking about pre-era of Wi-Fi. We're talking about pre-era of surveillance. We're talking about pre-era of, how hard FBI and CIA were. They don't understand that those times, the people who are in the comments at 30 years old,
no, they don't know a life without social media and a camera on every single corner. It's funny. I was talking to Colby about a Netflix series that's on right now. Bro, the cops don't even. This is in New Orleans, by the way. The cops don't even have to do anything. Everything that happens on this series, you know how they solve it? Cameras. They're like, oh, we got the such and such camera. Oh, here he is right here. Oh, there's a camera on these 4 stores. They go talk to those stores. They go, oh, that's his picture. They take his picture. They send it around the police station. Some cop comes back and goes, oh, that's D-Boy. I know who he is. His real name is Johnson, such and such. And it's over.
Right.
It's over. Like
right.
Every episode is solved that way.
Right.
These guys don't know a time when that didn't happen.
That's why I'm not arguing in the comments and back. I'm not going to be that psychological to wake up and start arguing with people on social media. But some of the comments, they have to be addressed because, listen, y'all are only 32 years old talking about what you didn't do or what's not believable. In the 80s and 90s, before the terrorist attack in 2001, there was
Yeah,
no
there's
police.
no cameras
there's
on
no
every
camera.
corner.
There's nothing. So getting away with murder was very easily
Yeah.
done with no problem.
Yeah, you could go do a drive-by shooting in a neighborhood, drive off, and
You didn't have Ring cameras on every freaking door
Right.
in the 80s and 90s.
Now you'd be
You'd be
I
a
don't know.
fool.
I don't even know how anybody gets away with. I don't even think anybody. The only way anybody doesn't get away with stuff anymore is if the cops are just so overwhelmed with their current caseload, they just can't get to this because nobody got killed in this thing. Somebody took a couple shots at you. They didn't hit you. I'm not going to spend the next 3 days chasing down the cameras.
Right.
I got other cases.
Right.
That's the only way.
Right.
Is they're overwhelmed. That's
Right.
it. Because
That's crazy.
you can't get away with anything. You can't rob a 7-Eleven and think you're gonna get away. They'll be at your fucking house in 2 days.
That's right. So I'm not, again, some of the things I did want to come back when you asked me to come back and do a part 2 with the phone call and initiate it. Again, for your family and stuff, man, I apologize. I didn't know that this was going to be this big. I had no clue. But it's very documental. I just threw away whole stacks of paper like 2 months before. It's crazy. But I've been carrying, all my literature around for so long, my whole case transcripts and everything for the last 25 years. It's just been, in the closet everywhere I moved to. My house is size. Finally, I'm getting ready to move from Cincinnati, back to Florida. So I'm like, man, I just got rid of a bunch of stuff and I threw all this because it didn't matter. My case is over. I'm not fighting. There's no more appeals or nothing. I don't have nothing to prove. I'm in my 40s. I don't hang in circles where I got to do a paper. I can.
Right.
But I'm so legendary. I'm so legendary. Two things that people gonna say: I ain't know nobody paperwork, and I ain't never fucked no man in prison.
Right.
And I'm saying to those who not watching, that's very important. For 15 years, that has to be said because people watch TV and they watch media and they think that whatever Netflix put on the TV about prison, that's what's going on. That's not what's going on because not everybody in prison is the same person. Like in society, not everybody is the same person in society. So, and I'm not saying you. Let me take you out of the equation. I almost said you. For those who might come into the prison and might, have to get booty vandalized, that might be what you had to do. That's not going to be my story.
You listen, the Snickers bar. So guys would say to me, this is when I get out, like my buddies who haven't been to prison.
Good point. Go ahead.
They
Yes.
would say,
right.
They would always go, well, what's the difference between the medium security prison and the low? And I go, the easiest way to explain it is, I said, if you walk into your cell in the medium and somebody's put a Snickers bar on your pillow, I go, don't eat it. And then they go, well, what about the low? I go, if you walk in your cell in the low and there's a Snickers, and you're like, yeah. I go, you can eat it. Nobody's going to do. Nobody's going to do nothing.
Right, super soft.
I said, it's soft. Nobody's going to do nothing.
Right.
And they're like, what is the Snickers bar? And I explain.
It's to get the sweet back, right? Yeah, we want the sweet back, right?
But it was so funny because they don't understand. And then I was gonna say, real quick. This is a quick story, real quick. I was a GED tutor, and I think I've told this. Remember, so I was with my buddy Zach. Remember the one I said is in jail right now.
Right.
He was a GED tutor. He was like number one, and I think he made $75 a month, and I made like $35. I was number two.
Right.
But we were in the SLD. This is where they put you if you failed the GED or you just can't even take it.
Right.
They put you in this class. If you get like 200 hours in this class, then you get an exemption, so you don't have to take your GED. So this is the class we're teaching these guys like how to count money.
Right.
Little things, just how to even get by in society. But some of these guys were just lazy, bro. But I remember this one guy used to walk in he'd do this maybe once a week. He'd walk in, and everybody knew he'd do it. He'd walk in, he'd take a Snickers bar, and I'd be at my little desk. He'd walk in, and he'd put a Snickers bar on the corner, and everybody would laugh. And I go, "Get the fuck out of here!" But what are you doing? And he'd go, and he'd take it. You don't want it? And I go, "No, I'm good."
Right.
He'd take it. I was at the medium too.
Right.
And everybody laughed. And so one day he walked in. And, he's a big guy. He walked in, slipped the Snickers, and everybody snickered. And I grabbed the Snickers, opened it, and took a bite of the Snickers. And look, he goes, "What the fuck, Cox?
Right.
He's what the fuck, bro?" Like it's a joke.
Right.
And now I'm eating the Snickers. He's like, "You owe me a fucking Snickers, man." I mean, just like a little kid.
Right.
But I mean, just everybody fucking dying. And they're like, "You gave it to him, bro. You gave it." Like,
right.
But I mean, it's just, but the thing with when I got the low, nobody knowing that. The Snickers thing is, and in federal prison. It was funny in federal prison, like in the state, the guys from the state would come into, they do their state bid, and then they come into federal prison, have to do 5 years or 10 years or something, and they would walk in and start telling state stories. bro, my stomach would fucking my stomach would start doing flips. After I've been in the low 4 or 5 years, and I remember this guy Apollonia came in and started telling stories. Bro, it made me sick to my fucking stomach. I was just like, fucking thank God I haven't committed any state crimes. I could never go to fucking state prison. And they'd always be like, yeah, you'd be all right. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I told you, did I tell you, the one guy, I said, when I first got arrested, God, bro, I'm going to stop talking after this, but you keep reminding me. I think you'll find this funny. When I first got arrested, my lawyer comes to me and she's like, okay, here, you're pleading to this, and I'm signing everything to plead. And one of the things they want you to plead to, she goes, it's constructive possession. I go, well, what? I didn't have a gun. And she goes, well, your girlfriend, they found a receipt. And I went, my girlfriend, who was ex-military at the time, had a weapon that she had a receipt for that she bought. I said, I never saw the gun. I never touched the gun. I said, it got stolen during it was a burglary or a robbery. I said, it got stolen. I never, and she's like, Matt, what does it matter? It's all going to be run at the same time. What does it matter? I was like, okay, all right. She's just sign. It's not a big deal. Okay. Can you imagine if I signed for a gun? So I did sign.
Right.
Got back to the unit. I happened to be talking. There's one guy who'd been to the feds, a big black guy. He'd been to the fucking pen and everything. He sat there and he goes, and he said, what, would you sign all your shit? I said, yeah. I said, I signed it. What'd your lawyer say? Nothing. I said, they had me sign for a fucking gun, constructive possession of a gun. I said, I didn't even have a gun.
Me too.
And he looked at me and he goes, looked me up and down. And he goes, Cox, you was on the run, right? And I went, yeah. And he goes, how much time did she say you were looking at? And I was like, 10 or 12 years. That's what I thought I was going to get.
Right.
And he goes, and is this your first, you in category 1? I said, no, man. I was on probation for another fraud. And then I took off on the run. I come into this. I said, I'm on like category 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at me and went, and you just signed for a gun? I went, yeah. He goes, and you getting over 10 years? And I was like, right. He goes, you're going to go to the pen. And I went, what? He goes, you're going to go to a pen. He said, and you know what, Cox? He said, I'm sure you could take care of yourself. You're going to get in the pen. And I looked at him and I went, I was like, well, you're wrong about that. You're wrong. I said, I can't take care of myself.
Right.
I can't take care of myself at all. I said, I can't go to a pen. He goes, you better call your fucking lawyer.
Right.
He said, because once she hands that paperwork in, he said, it's going to be almost impossible to take it back. Fucking, you've never seen anybody. I ran down those. My little feet didn't touch the stairs. I was like a little right down the fucking stairs, ran, boom, got the phone, boom, boom.
Right.
Left a message because she didn't answer the phone. Like, I'm absolutely not. I'll go to fucking trial on that fucking shit bullshit. Went fucking crazy. I'll put my fucking girlfriend on the stand. She'll explain that I never had the gun. Listen, 3-4 days later, my lawyer shows up and says, listen, I called, calm down. I didn't turn it in. It's over. You're not pleading guilty to it. But terrified.
It changes that the construction and possession changes everything.
Think about it. I wouldn't have gotten RDAP.
That's what it did to me. It gave me even when they started giving the cuts, the Obama law and all that, I got none of it. None of it. Let me tell you. And I just
it was actually Trump that signed that into law.
It was Trump.
The First Step Act.
The First Step. No, yeah. I was out.
Oh, you mean
Obama back when they changed the crack law?
Right.
You know why they didn't give me the crack law?
No, because of the gun.
No, I had been fighting my case
right.
pro se. I got all myself. I got all the way up to the United States Supreme Court myself, digging hard as shit because y'all over-sentenced me with the constructive possession of fire. I never had this firearm, bro.
Right.
So I fought this for like 13 years. So like 18 months before I get to the door, they finally ruled on it. You know what the ruling was? And I also updated it with the law and gave them, justification of why I need to be released, la, 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 la. So the people came back and said that you exercise your right not to cooperate with the United States government. In doing so, the United States government also exercised their rights by enhancing you for constructive possession and not cooperating. Big words, not cooperating with the United States government. That's why we denied your case. You'll remain in custody. For not cooperating with the United States government. Stuck me with another 5 years. Constructive possession of a firearm, bro. I hate that shit.
I listen, I knew a guy.
No RDAP.
So you never had, how did they put the gun on you? Somebody just said you had the gun?
No, the guns that they were talking about is in my case. The guns I had sold him.
Right.
That's not constructive possession. That was possessed. I sold it. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't in furtherance of charge. Yeah. The gun they found was in a car They was parked on the street. They had no ties to me. It was just, you know how your house is here and the road is here, so it's parked on your side of the curb. It's not in the yard or nothing. So they went in the car, it's unlocked, they found the gun. I don't know if they found the gun or not. I don't know.
Right.
Some guys out of my case were going to trial. They was forced to go to trial because how much their background, back then, I don't know how they do it now.
Yeah, they get 30 years. Why not go to trial?
Why not go to trial? Because 30 years in life is the same. You're already 40-some years old. You're getting out at 70 anyway. So back then you were forced to go to trial. So they wanted me to, testify on their case. So 2 weeks before they go to trial, they come and ask me about, testifying. I'm like, no. They're like, all right, well, we got something for you. So they come back 2 weeks. It was like September, October, something like that. They superseded indicted me. 924C, constructive possession of a firearm, saying that you was in somewhere category where you had drugs or possessed drugs and a gun was in legal reach under constructive possession.
Right.
So they gave me 5 more years for not cooperating.
Yeah, I knew a guy that got he got hit with it. The gun, technically, the gun is it should be during the course of whatever that crime is. They found gun, and he had a gun, but he bought it for you, or he had it because you couldn't have it on you. That's constructive possession.
Right.
I know a guy that I want to say he got enhanced for a gun because even though he did some drug deals over here and like 12 miles away, they found a gun in his closet in the back of his, like, I didn't have that weapon.
It never took place.
Right, and it's supposed to be because you're protecting your drugs during the course of like this whole sale.
That's what it is, right.
But it was, no.
It never, right.
Yeah, and then it's like, go to trial then. Fuck, I don't want to go to trial.
So another big thing, I think they had done away with this while I was in there, but for a long time they was doing what's known as ghost dope. Yeah, so say, I know you, you know me.
They're still ghost dope.
Really?
Yeah.
They still doing that?
I'm almost positive. Yeah.
That's crazy. So what they do is you have a case. Now you're trying to get out of the case. So you come tell me I'm your friend. You be like, hey, my contact guy, he worked for the cartel. Long story short, I was getting my shit from him. They fucked him. So he knows there's a warehouse, got 50 keys in it. You know what I mean? Just come with me. We're going to go, into this storage unit that has 50 keys in it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, great. And you'd be like, well, grab a couple guys. We're all going to go in there. We got a gun or whatever. It's a cartel. You'd be like, oh, yeah, fuck it. I grab a couple guns. So now you done implemented me. I done went and got 2 more people. So now it's 4 of us. Because you already have a case I'm not aware of. You done brought me a case talking about 50 keys. We go into the warehouse expecting the 50 keys. There's no 50 keys. There was never 50 keys. It was just conspiracy to talk about 50 keys being robbed for. Then when I go to court, the judge sentenced me to life in prison over 50 keys that was never fucking there. Right. That's ghost dope. Yeah. So they were doing a lot of that bullshit back then. I don't know if they still do it, but that's just...
I don't think they're doing that anymore. That's I think they called it like a reverse sting. The DEA got, or is it the ATF got, so I think it was one of the two got in trouble for it. Because they ended up setting it, the case that I think stopped that happened while I was in prison. I want to say 2015. There was a kid that was like, he had like an 80 IQ. And so somebody gets busted. He tells the cops, I got a guy that'll wants to rob a place. So he goes and finds this kid who's never been in trouble. He's like 18, 19 years old, never had a job. He stays at home, plays video games, not all that bright. He convinces him, tells him, "Can you get a gun?" Oh, and brings a undercover with him, and they convince him. They say, "Get a gun, go get a badge, so that you have a badge, and we're gonna go kick in the door to this drug house and rob these guys. We don't even think anybody's in there, but we'll have guns and a badge, and we'll kick it in. You just have to come with us."
Right.
And so the kid, when they show up, he does find a gun. Keep in mind, he's got no vehicle. He goes to his they say, "Can you get a gun?" He says, "Yeah." He goes to his grandfather's house and gets like a 1940 revolver or something. Doesn't even have a pin in it. It doesn't fire. Doesn't have bullets, nothing. They said, "Did you get the badge?" He says, "No, I couldn't find a badge. Where am I going to find a badge? I don't have any money." They said, "Don't worry, we got you a badge." They give him a badge. Then they're driving to the house, and as they drive to the house, they're talking about robbing the house. They get up to the house. The cops pull up, and they stop them. And they yank him out of the house, or maybe they got out of the car. Whatever it was, they had a full discussion, and he got charged with robbing this house with who knows how much dope in is or whatever he thought was in it. But the truth is, that was total coercion, right? Like, I'm playing video games. You came to me. I didn't have a badge. I didn't have a working gun. I didn't like. They completely convince him to do this, all so that they can bust him, and then they try and give him like 20 years.
Right.
And he's like, I'm sitting on my couch. Like, you guys basically said there was a house with a bunch of money in it, and nobody's there. We were going to kick in the door and take the money. That's a robbery. Like, it's a burglary, maybe even. And so at that case was so egregious, they finally stopped. And of course, they looked at it also. They looked at, like, 5 years earlier, they had done, like, let's say 50 busts. Then the next year, they'd done like 350.
Right.
Then it was like 1,500. Then that year, they'd done like 3,000 of these because it was so easy.
Right.
And they're just smashing. So, but you're finding people that, like, this kid has an 80 IQ. He can barely read.
Right.
He didn't graduate high school. Like, he's
And most of the people in my neighborhood are just that person. They've been here their whole life. They don't have no education. Everybody's starving. So it's easy to go into these crime-riddled environments and find your mark because everybody's starving looking for the next payout. So if I promise you 50 keys, if I promise you $100,000 of free cash, you're coming. This is a no-brainer. This is psychology 101 in the DEA and their law enforcement. They're trained to spot this and see this. So that's why it's so easy to go into, our neighborhoods that are crime-riddled and less, habitated with money and, federal. We're going to get our mark every time. This is like you said, it's been going on for 30 years. It goes from, 2 busts to 10 busts to 15 busts. Now we're getting 3,000 busts in 6 months. Nobody's going to look at this? The fuck? And it's only black people? Not it's only black people in a low-income area? Only black people in a low-income area that's not drug, come on, man. Put the brakes on some of this shit.
Well, I think it took like 5,500 of them to go to jail before they
decided, yeah.
Before some public defender, some public defender finally said, "Nah, we're gonna go to trial. Like, this isn't right." Like, and then they finally said, "Okay, we'll stop doing this."
See all these judges now today that are like, they're sissified, and what I mean by that, they're independent. Like, you have to remember, law has no emotion. Law, there's no progression in to say that because you act erratic, in the moment of being falsely arrested, that your actions show me that you were, on a drug or like you're supposed to be totally calm by coming and get me and arresting me and want me to fully cooperate, not have anything say, okay, put my hands behind my back, take me to jail. Mind you, I'm just a civilian. You're accusing me of something I didn't do, and then you're taking me to jail for it, and I'm supposed to be okay with this? So now they got me on, body cam. I'm acting erratic. Of course, I'm jerking around saying, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you taking me to jail? I've never experienced it before. I had trust you. Now I don't trust you. So now they're playing this fucking video in front of the judge, and the judge is saying, oh, well, you act erratic. He's guilty. Bro, are you fucking dumb? Or are you dumb? They got this judge now on Instagram. It's like 4 of them right now going around, and they're all having hissy fits on the stand. Well, the court is adjourned. The court is bailiff. Get the lawyer out of my face. Where are we at with law? Where the fuck are we at? I was
gonna say, what was the judge what was the rapper that was fuck? I should know this. People are gonna they roasted me in the last one.
The one that was holding secret meetings.
Yeah, the one that was secret meetings. Remember, he was holding secret meetings. The rapper's up there for being supposedly as a gang and all this stuff, but the judge is meeting with the witnesses and the prosecution.
Oh, you talking about Thug them slime?
Yeah. Like you. And then when the lawyer wants to bring it up,
called it out.
I'm going to throw
him in jail.
He wants to throw him.
But this is what I'm saying. There's you don't.
That's
people
crazy.
don't understand, man. I had this probably been about 5 years ago, and I tell the story because people don't understand. I had we're doing a show at Main Attraction. I think we had Boosie coming through. So the girl, she had drove from Brandon to come see me. She had just got off work. She has a 2-year-old child she's dealing with. So long story short, she pulls to the gas station right down the street from the club. Mind you, she don't do drugs, none of this. She don't drink. Long story short, I'm trying to paint the picture. Little young black, female. She's in Kansas City. Are you familiar with Kansas City, St. Pete?
No.
It's Ku Klux Klan.
Okay.
It's to say the least, it's Ku Klux Klan. So she's in her car, resting, waiting on me to come get her from the gas station and bring her into the club.
Right.
And she's in her car. She sees the sheriff come behind her, circle the parking lot, come behind her again, pulls up behind her. She's in the car with the seat leaned back, waiting on me,
Yeah.
to come get her. So he pulls her out the car, said that she was asleep. She said, I'm not asleep. He was like, well, give me your license and stuff like that. Now she's on the phone calling me. So I'm telling her, hey, listen, you in a bad spot. Little young black girl, very tiny, small. And cop out there is huge. It's Crackerville, in Kansas City, and he's out there. I'm talking about he just letting her have it. Fuck, I said you were asleep. Get the fuck out the car. I'm talking about he just tearing into her. So I'm telling her, listen, cooperate with him. Give him your license and stuff like that. So he was like, well, you're not moving fast enough. He snatched her out of the car. Now she starts becoming belligerent. She starts snatching this shit away. He's trying to put her in the cuffs, all this shit. He's saying that she's drunk. He smells alcohol. The girl there's no probable cause. There's no open container, none of this shit. So he goes and searches her car and finds, quote unquote, supposed to be in 2 pills in a plastic baggie that it was supposed to be in her eyeglass container. Anyways, long story short, they throw her in jail for DUI, right? So I go get her. She goes, of course, I'm telling her to take her to trial. That there's no proof. They didn't even ask her to do a sobriety test, mind you, but he's got her in jail for DUI. The girl wasn't drunk. So she takes her to trial. The judge finds her guilty because she was acting erratic on the video. There's no sobriety. There's no blow. There was no urine. There was nobody asked to cooperate with no type of DUI. But this the shit that we up against. They got this fucking judge. I wish I knew who the judge was. I'll pin his ass right now because we're up against so much pressure with trying to understand and trust the law, and they want what they call the black and the blue to come, both communities come together. Whenever you have stuff like that, you are a judge. You're not supposed to come in here with emotion. You took an oath to not give legal advice. Your job is to make sure that the statute a person being charged with is a correct statute that they're defending against.
Right.
So if you pull me over for a suspended license, my license not suspended, you have to throw it out. You're the judge. You're not going to throw it out because you just want to see what the case is. So when the prosecutor, he said, what you got him on? He said, well, driving on suspended license. He's like, well, what happened? So he says, well, the officer told him his license was suspended. He said, my license is not suspended. Do you want to see my dockets? The receipt that I just paid for that my license is not suspended. The police says, no, if you get in your car and drive away, we're going to take you to jail for suspended license. Mind you, he had the receipt for the seal that shows you my license is not suspended. So the police take him to jail for driving on suspended license. So the prosecutor stands up. Now he's in front of the judge. Say, hey, judge, my license was suspended. Here's the proof from the DMV. Here's the receipts. Here's the seal, the stamp. It has to be thrown out. He says, well, I want to hear what the prosecutor got to say. The prosecutor stands up and said, well, the police said that his license was suspended, and he told the police, watch this, and he drove off. The judge said, oh, well, yeah, well, we're going to continue hearing this. And this is who we're supposed to take our examples of law from. These people have upheld an oath to say that we are going to be in charge of, our communities, and we're going to apply these laws, in a just manner. And they're not. They're not.
I hear you.
No, I'm with you. But I'm just saying, but people who don't live the life that we have lived is so far-fetched. They can't fathom it. It doesn't make any sense because it's law enforcement. They're supposed to be here for us. We have to trust them.
I haven't lived your life. I promise you that.
You've been in prison.
You've
been on the other side of the law, but you can see.
Listen, when the cops come, I roll my window down and it's immediately, yes or no, sir. I already got my ID ready. Yes, sir. No, sir. Absolutely.
Man, I don't give a fuck. You pulled me over for a pussy ass cracker. Get your motherfucking ass away from my car.
Plus,
You got going on.
I'm typically driving a BMW. I'm wearing business attire. I'm very polite. I have all my documents, absolutely. Even if they're not my documents, I got all the documents.
Man, fuck them people. Oh God, fuck them. Because the minute I've never had since I've been home, I've been in county jail a few times. There's a couple mug shots out there. I don't give a shit. But I already know when I come and encounter the very second I speak, it changes. I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. It's not something I'm proud of. And I tell people all the time, people love my voice. The women love it. The people don't understand.
I heard that in the comments.
Right. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. But if I could have changed my life, if I could have had mothers and a father and grew up in a 2-parent home in the suburbs and could talk like Chad and Brad, and I would have loved that.
Yeah.
I would not have chose to do 15 years in prison.
Yeah.
I would not have chose to been a stand-up guy. I would not have chose to sold drugs. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is.
I would say if I could go back in time,
if I could go back in time,
I'd
I would
change
change my.
everything.
I would change the very uterus I was attached to, if I could. And that's something that the people say you're kind of harsh on your mom. No, the lady was very harsh on me.
Yeah.
And the harsh reality of it is, when we talk about aggression, it's not aggression, it's a passion when I speak about her, because how derogatory and how negative and where your patterns of thought was when you take a child and you put them in a jungle, but you've already lived your life. So they say, oh, well, your mom don't speak like that. She's not supposed to. She was already 40.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused, sir.
Yeah.
Why would you even, you see what I'm saying? So my experience with the way I speak when it comes to judges, when it comes to attorneys, when it comes to the law, and I'm saying you too because you have broken the law, you have experience. You just spoke about it. The construction possession they want you to sign.
Yeah.
It's not fair to you.
No.
You didn't have it.
No, they're not concerned about justice.
That's the whole message that I'm trying to get across. So it doesn't matter whether or not you're right. You didn't grow up like me, but you end up in the same places I did. So you can understand more than a person who didn't go to the other side of the fence. Because we have a lot of people in the comments that talk a lot of shit that they never left their house to try to scrutinize the way where we ended up together. Yeah. I sold drugs, and I don't know how your background was, but you didn't grow up in Harbordale.
No.
That I do know.
Harbordale? What's
Harbordale? My neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
In St. Pete.
No,
right.
it was upper middle class.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you ended up at the bottom of the barrel with me. At the same place, Coleman.
Yeah.
You see? So it's the choice. But at the end of the day, it shaped you to make you understand that when you have an encounter with the law, of course, I talk a lot of shit or whatever the case may be. Well, we do try to, we understand we up against a no-win situation, so we want to be polite and cooperative as possible.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to win.
No, I'm not going to win.
No.
So as soon as I speak, oh, that shit, I seen it. Get out the car. Fuck you mean get out the car. Get out the car. Because it has a sense of aggression when I speak. But you don't, the voice that I carry today, for a person who's cultured, for a person who understands, who has been around the world, a person, when you hear somebody with my face in this voice, you understand this voice comes with struggle. You understand this voice comes with triumph. You understand this voice has a lot of tears behind it. You understand this voice has a lot of losses behind it. You understand this voice comes with a lot of pain. So for those who don't speak about my voice when I have a conversation with them, I understand we already had a silent connection. Because you don't ask me the reason why I speak. So when a person asks me why I speak the way I speak, that I already know that there's a disconnect. Now, whether they're asking me to be informed or they're asking me to criticize me, my senses already have picked up that this ain't gonna go, not that I'm wanting it to go my way, but the outcome is not what the receiving end is going to be. And I say that because like dealing with the police. Fuck you. The police understand the way I talk. I don't even have to run you. I already know you've been in prison.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fuck with you even harder. Because I know a certain buttons I could push that's going to make you emotional. It's going to make you erratic. It's going to make you look on camera in front of the judge like you're under an influence. But because I have the upper hand, I am law enforcement, I have been trained to deal with people like you, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fuck with you until I can get what I'm looking for, until I can put you in handcuffs. So instead of saying, man, I know this man been in prison, I'm not saying give him a break, but let me just see what I can, what's the word? Not help him, but goddamn, we ain't got to keep kicking him down because he a felon. We ain't got to keep putting him in jail every time we put him over. We ain't got to keep stacking him with fucking false charge. Like, goddamn, get off my fucking back, bro. I done did the time.
I got a buddy named Boziak, John Boziak. Remember Boziak talks about getting pulled over all the time. We even had one of his videos. We did a clip of it. It got millions of views because he talks about how he went. By the way, white guy, blonde hair, blue eyed, tattooed all on his head, neck, face tattoos, everything. Nicest guy in the world. Everybody's always saying too, like, he lived with me for 2 years, or like over 2 years. Doesn't do drugs, doesn't drink, nothing. And everybody's always like, we'll do a thing, and they're always like, "Oh, bro, that dude's he's on, whatever, they always think he's on drug stuff. He has allergies, so he'll be, he's got allergies. He's in Florida with allergies. They're like, oh, he's on such and such. I'm like, trust me, he's on nothing. And of course, look at the way he looks.
I laugh so hard because I got one of my girls. She's so pretty, right? And that's all she does all day long.
Yeah.
So from a person, I used to sell, soft and hard.
Yeah.
For the algorithm, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if I was on the outside looking in, yeah, no doubt. Your body is tea. Your homegirls is, it just kind of just goes with the flow. You all day
That's
long.
what they think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so he gets pulled over all the time. And he said he has a story where he's like, this chick, he picked up this chick. He's like, we're walking outside. And he said, hey, why don't you drive? And she's like, no, you drive. And he has a nice car. And he's like, listen, we're going to get pulled over. And she's like, why? He something wrong? And he's like, no, nothing. He's like, I get pulled over all the time. Because the cops, look, they drive by him. They see him. Gang member. That's exactly what happened.
It's drugs in the cars, guns in the cars, got tattoos.
And they'll come up with a reason to search his vehicle. And he said it happens all the time. Matter of fact, when he drove down here, I forget where he was, Kansas or something, one of the square states up north. He was coming down to come live with me, to come to Florida. He got pulled over. He had a U-Haul thing. They took 3 cops show up, cop car. This took hours. He's talking about 2 hours. I'm sitting in handcuffs on the side of the road on the interstate. He said, because of how I look. And he told the cop when they pulled him over, they said, listen, we're going to, we want to search the car. I forget what the reason was, but they basically said, we're going to search the car.
Right.
And he goes, okay, well, he said, I have a question for you. He goes, is it because of my tattoos? And he goes, no, we randomly search cars. And he's like, and it's just, and he was like, okay. And then after the whole thing was done, he asked him again. He's like, bro, can I ask you a question? And they're like, what's that? He's like, it's because of my tattoos, right? Like, he's like, no. He would not admit that you pulled me over. You saw me.
Stereotype.
You pulled me over because gang member. That's what they thought. And listen, he's never been. Nobody wants him as a part of a gang.
Right.
He's like 5'5", 5'6", skinny. He's not going to beat you up.
Right.
Soft spoken. Just actually, he gets a little crazy, doesn't he? Get a little crazy sometimes. But he's not going to beat you up. He's a $140. I remember one time he'd been eating a whole bunch and working out, and he got to 145. He was super excited. He's like, I'm 145 pounds right now. 145. I was like, that's like I can't come close to 140.
Right.
Skinny as I've been in 20 years is
Right.
150 when I left prison. I've been dieting for 6 months.
Right.
But anyway, same thing. He gets pulled over, but he said, when they pull him over, I'm like, what do you say? He's like, what do you mean? What do I say? He goes, I say yes, sir. I say no, sir. I get out. I let them cuff me. I sit down. I answer all their questions. He goes, I don't have anything in my car. I don't have anything. He said, I say nothing. He said, because I'm not going to win. He said, I'm not going to win. He said, I know I'm not going to win. He said, I can't go in front of a judge. I don't want to get these people upset. He's like, look at me. And that's kind of how I feel, especially in Florida.
Especially in Florida.
Yes, sir. No, sir. I am. You've never seen anybody as polite to me. Right. Yes, sir, officer. I'm shocked that you pulled me over. Thank God you pulled me over. I deserve a ticket. Like, let's write this up. As nice as can be. Also, I don't know if you know this, officer. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. I was actually going a little bit faster than you have me clocked. You go
Damn,
like I'm as polite as possible.
The bad part about it is that the feds, the DA, the CIA, the FBI, they all watch these crimes, and because everybody, absolutely.
Of course,
I'm sure I'll get a phone call in the next couple. If I got a phone call from the street, I'm definitely getting a phone call from them. But they watch it and they hone in, they trigger on people like me, people who disassociate themselves from law enforcement, who I don't mind cooperating when it comes to, but once it starts getting like, I was in Cincinnati and a cop pulled me over. I had a old school car. I still got it. But I'm riding through one of the local neighborhoods. I'm coming off the main street, cutting in between. So I see the cop get behind me. I'm like, again, tag, everything, license, registration, no gun, no drug. I don't do nothing. I don't carry none of that shit. Nothing. Super squeaky clean. So he puts the blue lights on. I'm saying, you can't be pulling me over. There's no reason for it. My windows are down. There's no music on, but my car has it's a fucking concert about it. You think Rolling Loud is bad. But yeah, the car is crazy, but I don't play the music, for that person. So he pulls me over. First thing he say, I was reaching in the back behind my seat to get my driver license and stuff, because, you know, with the pocket in the seat. He go, whoa, what the fuck you reaching for? I'm like, okay. As soon as he said that, I already knew it was finna be a problem. He said, is this your car? I said, yes, sir. He said, you got title, license, and registration to this vehicle? I said, yes, sir. He said, are there any guns or drugs? I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Why the fuck you got an attitude? Like, calm your fucking nerves, partner, because you already negated my fucking car 10, bitch. Now I'm scared, because what the fuck you really got going on? Are you going to shoot me next? You know, because you already came with major force. I ain't even got a chance to say yes, sir. Bitch, you already at my car like this. So now I'm on 10. But I'm on 10 on defense, because, bitch, you pull this gun, it's going to be a squabble, because you trying to kill me anyways. So he's like, is there any fucking guns or drugs? I'm like, man, get the fuck. Why would you ask me some dumbass shit like that? Like, who informed you that this vehicle had? Because you just
Does
way
anybody
too
ever say yes to that?
Nobody's never gonna say yes. Like, this one's like, I'm gonna say yes, sir. I have it hidden in a secret compartment. If you give me a chance, I'll give it to you. Like, get the fuck out of here. So he's like, get out of the car. I say, what's the probable cause for pulling me over? You can't articulate a crime. There's no open container. There's no odor of marijuana. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. So why are you pulling me out the car? He said, this is a lawful order. They love to say that bullshit. But by law, you do have to get out the car. So he said, I'm going to search you and your car. I said, sir, you're in violation of 4, 5, and 6 of my amendment rights. I want you to know this now. You understand what I'm saying? Anything? I said, your body camera on? He said, yeah. I said, okay, all right. I'm telling you right now in front of a judge, anything that goes on after this is going to get thrown out of court. I don't give a fuck what you find in that car. He was like, you're going to jail. I'm telling you right now, I'm calling the K9. I don't give a fuck what much you bring in here. Bitch, you find drugs, you put it here. You understand what I'm saying? So he's like, I don't like your fucking attitude. Can I search you? I said, no, you cannot search me. He said, well, I have the right to search you for my safety. I said, you can pat around my waist and pat my pockets. You cannot turn my pockets inside out, and you can't take my shoes off. See, they hate when you know, they feel like, I'm not bashing you. You understand what I'm saying? You started all that. You came to a scene and start creating a crime, partner. You have officially created a crime that don't exist. I don't know what the fuck your problem is. But you have already approached me on 10. So how the fuck am I supposed to take? Fuck being in prison. My own spidey senses tells me that there's an issue with you. I don't have the issue. You came at me cussing, and I'm telling you, could see like he had a vest on. You could see he was already like raging because it's. This is how you approach my car. Are you fucking serious?
You know, some of these guys don't have the demeanor to, right? They don't have the attitude to be.
And then it goes back to the feds. They watch this, right? The feds, the CIA, they watch this and they say, oh, that's going to be our next mark. No, you need to go back and teach you need to teach them about mental health, because there's a lot of people who they shoot out here because of mental illness. You understand what I'm saying? They need to go back to training and putting these people in more than just United States statute or United States title USC. They need to learn how to really handle people in the community. You understand what I'm saying? So, but they'll watch this and want to target me. No, motherfucker, go back and train your force to be better in the community so we can have better ties in the community. The biggest thing they like say, cooperate. Yes, sir. No, sir. Still take you to jail. Not saying that, if they find a large quality injury because you cooperate, you're not supposed to go to jail. But at the same time, damn, what the fuck is you attacking me for? I ain't even got out of the car good enough yet. So he put me in handcuffs. He was like, I'm going to find drugs in this car. So this is what I'm saying. So when the judge watches these cameras and they try to say that you under the influence, I'm being attacked, and what my childhood and me being in prison and anybody who innately feels like something is wrong, the breathing is going to change. The color of your face is going to change. You understand what I'm saying? The emotions are going to change. It's going to become erratic. It's going to become heightened. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of shit that goes on. So whenever you get in front and they show this and they try to say that you under influence or shit like that, you're saying, no, this is who the fuck I am. This is what the fuck I do when I'm under attack. You understand? So anyways, he put me in handcuffs. They ran the dog through. I watched him alert the dog with the bullshit. I seen him, and I said to his partner who was standing holding me with my hands behind my back in handcuffs. He was holding me. I said, you gonna let that fucking mutt, bro, just do that? He was like, well, they find the drugs in the car. They're gonna find the drugs in the car. Just tell us where it's at. There's no drugs, Matthew, none. So they're tearing the car up. So the old school car, you have to push the button for the trunk to come up. Mm-hmm. So he's mashing on the fucking button. I'm saying, man, listen, Mind you, they got shit I have my work bag with all my security clothes and shit in it. They got that shit flipped over. It's shit all on the ground. So I'm saying, listen, you cannot tear my car up like this by law. And you have to put the shit back like how you found it. They hate all that shit, bro. They hate all that shit. So they dig through all my shit. They run the dog around the car again. He's like, my dog is not trained for marijuana. My dog is trained for narcotics. There's narcotics in here. And you're going to tell me where they're at or you're going to jail. What the fuck is you not understand? Now, I understand that a person with drugs going to say they don't have it.
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up. There ain't shit in here. So I walk over to the car. He's like, hey, don't move, don't move. I'm like, you're tearing up my car. I want to show you what button to push so you can check the trunk. So, okay, let him come over. Like, it's idiotic shit like the judge I just showed on YouTube. It's the idiotic police and shit. They say that we're wrong. They say that we act erratic. They say we're under, the influence. We're drunk. No, bitch, we tired of being oppressed by dumbass law enforcement who don't understand how to handle people in situations. Now, I ain't saying all law enforcement are idiots. I'm saying you do have some. It's like any other group around the world. You have good people. You have bad people. You seen a cop in Florida? They had the same, 3,000 same arrests where he found amphetamine.
Oh, he was dropping it.
He was dropping it, and they found it in his glove on one of the videos.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
People are being caught. They're like, I don't have. I that's not mine, and they got no history. So they finally watched enough of the body camera. They actually showed him dropping, taking it out and drop on video. He was so confident. So confident he drops it like in the back, and he's like, "Oh, I got something right here." Picks it up, and it's like, wow, you're confident to do it on. I don't think he thought it caught it, maybe.
Right. He didn't think he caught it the way it was in his glove. But I say that to say this. Stop talking about United States, sit on wherever. Y'all have law enforcement who really got on, the force to fuck with people like me or to fuck with people who never broke the law a day in their life. And then you putting amphetamine, that's a huge problem. There's never going to be trust between communities when you have this type of shit going on. Or when you mowing the people down in the middle of the street and ice and all this old extra neck shit. Like, both sides need training. They always talk about cooperate. But then what the fuck you gonna do about the police who don't know how to cooperate with the community? When is that gonna come about? You watching this? No. Can you make a training video and go show them that? Fuck you over here worried about this for? You see? So it's a bunch of crazy shit when it comes to the law. But at the end of the day, I try my best to cooperate. I try my best to. But when they hear my voice, it's a wrap. The reason why I didn't put the tattoos and shit, because I don't want to be a convicted felon. That's why I work for myself. I don't want to be under, the felon, title of trying to restrict me in America with my movements. It's already bad enough. You sentenced me. I did it. I admitted to it. I did my time. I came home. There was no more, crime being committed, yada, yada, yada. Let me go.
You mentioned the dog thing. When my wife was dealing, she would drive around with this guy. And she said we would get pulled over, and they'd pull her over. They pull him over for a tent. She was in his tent. She said I don't know if he had a legal tent, but they would just pull him over saying it's illegal. Maybe it was illegal. I need to figure out that. But it was too dark. They were like, oh, it's too dark. They pulled her over. They would pull him over, and then they'd get up there, and then they'd say, oh, we smell something. Can we come in the car? And they'd be like, no. And then they bring the dog. She says, they walk the dog around. She says, and they alert the dog. She says, there's nothing in the car.
Nothing in the car.
She said, and they would alert, then we would say, we're all handcuffed on the side of the road. Yep. And then they search the whole car. They don't find anything. She said, but they knew that she was dealing. They knew he was dealing. You know what I'm saying? So they pull him over. She said, it got so bad. She said, we took the tent off the car. Because we thought, let's just take the tent off. She said, so one day, took the razor blade, scraped it all off, wiped it down with whatever the chemical solution. She said, what done? She said, because we were just sick of it. She said, and we're driving 2-3 days later. She says, we're driving. The cop pulls them over. And this is a little tiny town. There's only so many cops. It's the same cops that are pulling her over. Pull him over, walks up, and he goes, well, why'd you pull me over? He said, I want to check your tent. Tent's too dark. And he goes, what tent? Cop steps back and looks at the car. And he goes, get out of here. And walks off. Like, what are you doing?
I had a camouflage.
Damn well there's no tent.
I had a camouflage BMW. It was a wrap, right? It was yellow, gray, black, and white camouflage. It was.
How'd you find it?
What, the camouflage?
No, I meant the car. Go ahead.
So I'm driving around. It's a crazy. I don't know if I got a picture. I know we don't have time. But I'd be wanting to send you these pictures, right? Because people in the comments be like, "Oh, he lying. He ain't did this. He ain't did that." I tell no lies. Everything I tell you about, I show you on my phone. I have backup on everything I talk about. So up through one of the back roads. I'm going down to Miami. I'm on one of the back strips, headed down, maybe in like Fort Myers, maybe one of the small cities out of Fort Myers, something come through. So I see the undercover, he get behind me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not speeding. Nothing's going on. He pulls me over. First thing he says when he get out of the car, he say, you was following the car in front of you too close. Officer, there was no car in front of me. I was at the red light. I went through the red light on a green light. You pulled in behind me. There's nobody in front of me. He says, oh, and your tent's too dark. Sir, my tent is not too dark. It's not the 5, but what they put at the dealership.
Yeah, it's the standard.
Yeah, it's the dealership. I didn't even add no tent. It's the standard dealership. The
This is
dealership
what comes with the car.
Yeah, it comes with the car. It's not illegal. So he's like, well, we had a lot of calls and complaints about this car. When? I'm on the highway. I'm not in nobody's city. I come off the exit to cut through, on the back to get on whatever it was going down. So he's like, is there any drugs? We got a high. We have a high. Something of trafficking methamphetamines through here. What the fuck do that got to do with me, sir? He said, well, I'm going to search your vehicle. Sir, you cannot search my vehicle. There's no probable cause. He said there is because we have high methamphetamine trafficking. That does have nothing to do with me, though. So he's like, well, I'm still sending the K-9 over here, and you're still getting searched. So just tell me what the drugs are.
How many times do you get searched, bro? I've never been searched.
This all the time. Yeah, true. But, a lot of my cars, that's why I stopped decorating my cars. That's why I stopped with the gold rims and all the shit that allures the police to make them assume that there's guns and drugs in here because the gold rims go with the guns and drugs and what they've been trained, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, maybe you should stop dressing like a drug dealer and they'll start thinking you're a drug dealer.
I guess that would be, whatever. So he pulls me out of the car, gets the K-9. The K-9 runs through the car. Again, he alerts the dog.
Right.
I never, ever ride with anything illegal. I mean, I don't do nothing illegal. Anyway, I'm just saying still, I know that I don't even put people in my personal, the black trucks, is for the community. That's different, but I got somebody come, and detail them all that shit. Anyways, long story short, I know. Understand what I'm saying? There's nobody been in this car but me. This car is brand new. You can still smell. It's probably about maybe 2 weeks old. So they run the dog through there. The dog alerts, sits down, starts barking. I'm like, this is fucking unreal for the people who haven't sat on the other side of the law. People who say, well, law enforcement's right. They've been trained. They have a badge. I trust them to everything that they said. You will argue with your mother about breaking the law because that's how she ain't believing you. Her son, who she cared for, they said that you did it. And that's what, and you have people in the comments who are, I always address the comments because people got so much shit to say. It's just crazy. So I'm on the side of the road, handcuffed, waiting on them to finish what they do. They come back, they say, well, the drugs must be hidden really good. Just get them for us and, we'll work something out with you. This law enforcement. This who we supposed to trust in the community. Just because my car has a $1,500 wrap on it, I'm allowed to make as much money as I want legally. I could do what the fuck I want to do with my money. Just because I don't spray sheriff on the side of my car and I decide to have camouflage, is that what separates me and you? Because I'm confused as fuck. Do you want me to put sheriff? Would that leave you the fuck alone? Would that be okay if I changed it? But I say that to say this. You have people who get in those, like the judge, the police, they get in those positions because they have certain asphyxiations or fantasizations about, keeping a certain person down or a certain, ethnic group down and just keep punishing them. But, the women on here, same thing with the women. I talk about black women. They say, oh, you fetishize, about black women. There's no fantasy. If you watch the whole video, you would understand the conclusion of why I'm attracted to black women and black women attracted to me. I'm not saying that I don't date white women. I just say I haven't been in a position to date a white woman. You understand what I'm saying? But they been the guy, I don't like him. He fantasize and fetishize and that. If you watch the whole video.
I need to read more of these comments.
I read them. I read every.
I haven't read.
If it's 3,200 comments, I've read 3,500 comments.
Jeez.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my brand, my image, it's important. I say this. You won't see me holding a Sprite can. I'm okay with that because I ain't never came here and said I was trying to be corporate. But my brand is what I get paid off of. My brand is very stand-up-ish. It's very outspoken. Black Label Services is a brand in itself. I run a whole company. It's an EIN, there's LLC. There's a tax bracket for that. I am the brand. So if I don't speak up and let people know that the things that they think about are far-fetched because they haven't lived the life that I live, or they haven't came from the 80s to the 90s to the 2000 to the 2030. I don't even know what that century is going to be called. I don't know.
2030, right?
I know, it's New Millennium and Gen X and all this old extra next shit. But, from beta tapes to VHS to headsets to cassette tapes to CDs to Blu-ray, what I'm saying, people never even heard of this. They don't even know what that is right now. So you just have to sit down. You have to have a conversation if you're that interested in a person's life. Don't judge them. Take time out to learn who they are. Take time out. 40 years is a long time on this earth. It's short, but it's long. But look how much we've overcame in 40 years. Druski, yeah, we'll go to Druski.
Fucking wait for you. You're the hand. I mean, I am amazed that you haven't hit fucking something yet.
I know.
You're slinging shit out, and I told, and I was like, so I'm. Whew, whew.
He over here cutting
I'm like,
shit.
No,
I can see your
I'm
face.
waiting for the fucking
Right.
camera to get smashed, and I'm like, fuck.
No, I got you, bro.
What the fuck? You're like, you've done this multiple times, and I mean, you've gone right by the. I'm like, $2,000. Yeah. All right. What are we saying?
Druski.
What is Druce? What is Drew?
You know who Druski is?
The black comedian.
He's
No.
a black comedian. He's got right now. He's probably got blonde tips, and he does a bunch of skits.
Listen. Let me tell you something. We had a guy on here, Alpha Omega.
Alpha Mega.
Yeah.
Is it Alpha Mega?
Alpha Mega.
Alpha Mega.
I seen it.
And so he mentioned several rappers, and I didn't know who they were. 70%, maybe 60%, 60 to 70% of the comments in that video are just roasting me. Who is the? Oh yeah, I know who he is.
Right. They're
They're all like, who is this fucking interviewer? How do you not know who? And then they name the rappers. It's like, listen. I was talking to my wife about this. I was like, listen. Do you understand that until I was like 15, 16 years, and there's no social media, by the way, when I grew up.
That's what the people in the
Right.
comments don't fucking
So
realize.
I
bro.
listened to rock, really heavy metal till I was, let's say, 15, 16 years old. At that time, I started working out with a guy. So that's all I listened to, rock. I don't
Right.
read the newspapers. There's no social media. There's none. And people don't even have a concept of these fucking
Right.
children don't have any idea. There's there's nothing. There's none of it. I went to a school, by the way, for kids that had learning disabilities. I have dyslexia. And so I go to this school. There's about 20 some odd kids. There were like 12 kids in my graduating class. It was one of the bigger classes that graduated. There's maybe 20 some odd kids in this school. It was on Davis Island. You had to drive like 30, 45 minutes to get there and back. And by the way, you're not going to believe this. There were no black kids in my school.
I could believe it.
I don't think there were any Hispanic kids in my school, to be
believe it.
honest with you.
What year was that? If you had to guess.
I mean, I graduated in '88. So
That's
let's
believable.
say
You said Davis Island in Tampa?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's believable.
Okay. So I don't know. There's no rap. This is in the late '80s. This is like '84 to
Y'all
88.
thought Vanilla Ice was just a fluke.
There was Vanilla Ice. So anyway, then when I'm 17, 18 years old, roughly, I start going to the gym with this guy. I remember his name was Connor, and that's a white name, right? Like
Definitely
Jeff
white.
Connor.
Right,
Okay,
right.
so I'm with Connor. Connor was upset because all I was listening to was like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, and we're driving, and he's like, "Bro, can we have one station with country?" And I was like, "Okay." We put one, and so he was able to listen to country every once in a while. There's no headphones. There's none of that shit. This
Right.
is straight So this is still cassette tapes.
Right, cassette tapes.
So anyway, so we're listening to country. Well, I found myself over the next 6 months or so listening to more. I'd find myself by myself because sometimes the fucking heavy metal shit it would give me a headache. So I'd start to switch, and before I knew it, there's two radio stations. But basically, it was WQYK country, and this is what I'm listening to.
And back then, you had Q105.
Q105 was that country?
No, Q105 was like top 40s.
Okay, yeah.
They took over the MJ in the morning. But before MJ in the morning, it was Q105, and that was the go-to for.
Listen, I still got to hook you up with Bubba.
Yes.
You got to go on Bubba.
Yeah,
Bubba,
yeah.
I told him about you. Right. He said, "Oh my gosh, oh absolutely, yeah, put me in contact with the guy." So, so this is all I'm listening to. Then, of course, I go to college. In college, you have to understand that my last year of college is basically. I remember my girlfriend coming to me and explaining to me about this thing called email. Because it started in colleges.
Right.
This is in 94, 95. So I didn't choose, do you want to get one? I was like, for what?
Right.
Like I write checks and I get stuff to what am I getting in the mail?
Right.
Like this is more junk mail on the computer. What computer? I don't even have a computer. There's no computer. There was no lab. I mean, there were computers, but I didn't have one. Why would I need one? I'm getting a degree in fine arts. Like what? I need a computer. What are you doing? Like so by the time I'm actually on the run, like this is it's starting, but there's no social media. So I don't know who these people are. I know who Eminem is, and I knew who Dr. Dre was because I know that Dr. Dre was like a producer that hooked up with Eminem, or he was a rapper and he's the one that Eminem found Eminem or something, and they started making music, and I remember that because I remember Eminem because I remember 8 Mile. But I honestly have never seen 8 Mile. I have seen the rap battle, but I only saw it on YouTube when I was in the halfway house. I watched the rap battle, and they went back and forth on YouTube. Never saw that film. So these people are roasting me because they're like, who is this? Like, this guy's a fucking retard, bro. Like, he's a complete idiot. Like, who doesn't know who these guys are? Like, they didn't play it on WQYK country.
Right.
I don't know. And then when I went to prison, we had a clear radio that picked up 3 channels.
Mm-hmm.
It was at night. It would pick up a country station.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the MP3s, and I would download my MP3s. Those are the songs that I know. There have never been an opportunity for me to ever know rap. Not that I would listen to it anyway, because the few times I've listened to it, it's just too much. So I don't know who these people are. But let me tell you something. People are very upset about it. They're very upset that I don't know who these guys are.
Well, the reason why they upset is because it shaped our social ways and woes today. And for somebody like you who is so fuck you everywhere.
All over social media.
Yeah,
right.
all over. So, and then not only that, you do bring in some of the most influential people in here that does shape, the drug dealing world, that did shape, the different laws. It shaped different, presidential cabinets. Like, you have real people in here telling real stories, and like, man, we all running from the law and FBI, and they're trying to chase us and changing laws and figuring out ways to do shit and new shit. Like, so how in the fuck do you don't know all these people?
I just told you,
I know, but it's just like
it's never been a part of my life. By the time I probably could have been interested in it, it just, I'm in.
It was not interesting no more.
Yeah, I've never been a music person. I've never been like, I'll listen to basic music, but to be honest with you, I can't remember the names of the artists, and I barely remember.
Like with us, like growing up, man, our music was slapping bitches, pimping hoes, selling drugs, like, you know what I'm saying, fighting.
I shouldn't laugh at that. It's wrong.
No, I'm just.
It's wrong.
It's the truth, though. You see, and I think that's why people pull to me. They may not like the shit that I say or how aggressive or harsh it is, but you can't argue with it. You can't argue with it. It's unrefutable because the shit, it happened. Like, we grew up on NWA. We grew up on, Beastie Boys. We grew up on.
I remember the Beastie Boys. That's the first concert I ever went to. My brother and I went.
They're the founders. Rick Rubin is one of the founders of what we have music today from 1986. So I can honestly understand why people would be upset, but not like death threat or something. But goddamn, like, bro, where you been? How you interviewing all these fucking people? You've been in prison. And
the Alpha Mega. When he was saying stuff, the look he kind of, when he was like so and so, he's going through them, and I was like, no, I don't. The look on his face for a second was just like, he almost stopped it to start lecturing me and be
Right.
like, "What the fuck are you joking?" Like he couldn't, but he was just like, he just kept going. He's like, "Oh, okay," and he just kept going.
I just got booked for Rolling Loud here in Orlando. We just did the big show, and it's crazy because some of the artists I didn't know, and some of the artists who would book me, they booked me under the pretense of who I am, the reference that they came from, the exclusivity, my reputation, my history. I'm all over social media. They know, they hear the stories. So they booking me, and the manager is like, such and such, such and such from such and such, and such and such. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm like, truly, these are, younger kids,
I know.
and then now they got the emo music, that's out, EMO music. I don't even know how to describe that. And then, they're switching over to like kind of in between rap and like death metal where they screaming on the mic and stuff, some of the artists. I don't know these people. Not that I wouldn't listen to their music, not that I'm like, I just don't know. I'm not, so I can relate to.
You're not their target market. I'm not your target market. There's no reason I should know who these people are.
Exactly.
They don't want me listening.
No.
I'm not cool enough to listen.
No, so like, but what I do recognize that I am part of the entertainment history. I'm a cloud of the music industry and stuff like that, and going through Rolling Loud, man, there's a sea of people. It's like you can't even count it. It's that many people, and going through the crowd, like people was like, even the little kids all the way up to the adults, like. I'm going through, with my clients and stuff. We're trying to get to the stage and all this extra next. Then they're like, damn, man, my goddamn security more famous than me. Like all these people like stopping and want to take pictures and shit. Like I can remember getting them on stage and, walking across the stage to make sure, the front is like, I don't see, things to throw and shit. And man, half the crowds are like, man, that's black label. And I'm like, I hear the shit, but I'm like, man, this shit crazy. Like the social media has spawned so much so fast. Like, I have a huge following. Like when I just went live on TikTok, 500 more followers like this. I was on there maybe 3 minutes, but
it'll only get worse the more you do this.
It only gets worse.
It'll only get worse.
I say that like some of the people who follow me and stuff like that, I'm not their target market.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have something to say and the people are willing to listen, that's where your followers come from. You understand what I'm saying? And most of the shit that I say, again, it's harsh, but it's the reality. It's my life. So when people be trying to judge and say this, that, and the next, and what they would have, should, and what they should have did, and you was there. I said, you not from Harbordale, but motherfucker, your ass ended up where I ended up at. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But still, while you was there, you didn't take the choices that I took. You see what I'm saying? So it just, like you went with your target market. Right?
So what's this guy's name again?
Druski.
I've seen him. I've seen Druski on social media. I think I've seen some. I feel like he was being interviewed on a podcast. I know he's been interviewed. I saw an interview with him, but he's like a comedian, right? I don't think I've seen his stand up. I think it's mostly podcasts he's been on.
Is
it skits?
Yeah, he does a lot of skits. Two of his most famous skits was Erica Kirk or whatever. I don't know.
Erica Kirk?
Yeah, her. And then he had this character called Red. And Red was a white boy who would go to a black neighborhood, but he would go home to a white mom and white dad.
Right.
So, everybody loved Red, everybody know Red, but Red would try to act black a little bit.
Right.
So in the skit, he did like 3 or 4 skits where, he'll leave his house dressed one way and then get out on the block, with the do-rag and stuff. Had the makeup on, white kid named Red. Yeah. So, the block loved him and stuff. He out there, shooting dice and, on live talking shit. And then he'll go back home and, his dad's riding him about, why you hang with those types of people and you're not from there. And, stuff like that. So in doing so, it went viral. So I responded to Druski about white guys in the neighborhood that some white guys you can't make fun of. Some white guys you can't run off because this is who they're not going home to white parents who are white. There is no home to go home to in these neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying?
And in the skit, he's black.
In the skit, he's white.
Oh, he's white?
He's white in an all-black neighborhood.
Okay.
But he's going home to white parents.
But he's a black comedian.
Right, but he has the makeup on.
Oh,
like
okay.
Erica Kirk. Whatever girl name.
Okay.
So it went viral. It was hilarious. So I responded in a nightclub in front of in Cincinnati. So I was had the nightclub. It was called Spotlight. Spotlight Lounge. So in the video, you see me on the block with a bunch of my guys, all black. got the jury and stuff
Yeah.
on. So I'm like, yeah, somebody tag Druski. Let them know all white boys ain't gonna run off the block. Yeah, I ain't got no home to go to. I'm really here. Like, I'm really him. This is what I do for real. So somebody tag Druski and let Druski know, yeah, like, I'm really him. Fuck what you talking about. So then he responded to me. Everybody started tagging him and stuff like that. And then he responded to me. So now me and him kind of like did a quick little back and forth on the internet. Man, that shit went 85 million views. 85 million views. I'm talking about I'm on all the thumbnails of Snapchat. I'm on thumbnails of YouTube. I'm on thumbnails of For You page, on every For You page ever existed, from Spotify, whatever. It could have been a cartoon show. I was plastered on that bitch. It went crazy viral. So that kind of picked up its own steam. So then I started doing TikTok and doing my own little skits and stuff like that. But that Druski was something major. It went so far to where I started having streamers started asking me like, hey, come on stream with me, stuff like that.
What was the movie where it was the white kid? He lives in like Beverly Hills on
Malibu
the
Most Wanted.
Malibu
I get that.
Most
I get
Wanted.
that in the comments. Sometimes they'll put the Malibu Most Wanted, the little kid in the comments and stuff. It's funny, but
great.
Kick, Kai Sant, it's a couple of people reached out to me and like, so I travel a lot, so I can't always make the dates that they want me to, because I'm booked out, doing bodyguard work and traveling and stuff with the celebrities. But I just Rolling Loud. I just seen Brenda Dawn, and he's another very viral streamer. He was like, "Hey, get my number. I got you. Like, I like what you do." He a good dude though. You know what I mean? So me and Brenda Dawn, we gonna link up and do some things. But
Do you got do you have a YouTube page? You don't have.
I don't have a YouTube page.
So, you're thinking about doing a podcast,
Thinking about doing a podcast,
right?
Yeah.
What would the podcast be?
Relationships,
Relate.
men and women.
What was the guy?
Relationships.
You knew his name.
Samuel.
Samuel.
I forgot his last name.
God, he was bro. I would die laughing.
Yeah,
watching
the
those
black dude. He's like, well, how old are you? 33. How many kids you got? 4. How tall are you? 4'2". Oh, how
Dress
much you weigh?
size. No, dress
200. Yeah,
size.
dress size. Man, you ridicule him.
Why does that matter?
It do though.
It matters.
But listen, and I think it's so important for to have somebody so. I wouldn't say raunchy, but I say real, because women's expectations are beyond what you think that you're going to pull in, because we are a ball of energy and chemical. That's all human beings are. We attract what we want, energy, all that stuff. But to say, like, me being a relationship influencer and doing a podcast and bringing women in and, having, couples come on and things like this, just, I really want to put the perspective back into the reality of women, because it's so far-fetched today. It's like,
They're delusional.
There is delusional. There's just no way.
As far as the weight thing, listen, you'll appreciate this. Do you understand? Both my wife and I, when we got together, like, and we're gonna get married, that we had a talk where I was like, let's be clear. This is what I signed up for. Like, I get it. The whole, through, like, you get sick, something like that.
Thyroid problem.
Yeah. No, thyroid.
No, because you gain weight. That's why I said that. I'm being funny.
You suck it up. That's what you do. But I told, like, this is like, look, I said, and here's the thing. I said, if I gain weight, like, if you put on, 15 pounds or something, I'm not going to just leave. Like, we'll have the talk. But you got a certain period of time, because I didn't sign up to marry your mother. And I'm saying, I know it's an asshole thing to say.
No, bro.
And I get it. No, but this is what I told her.
Yeah,
I said, I get it. And she's like, no, I understand. I was like, it's the same thing with me. Mm-hmm. I get it. This is what you signed up for. I understand that. So let's have that agree. Let's just be two adults. And we did. We sat there. It was the same thing. I said, look, as far as, relationship, as far as like what goes in our relationship, what doesn't go, who's calling the shots. I said, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. 49, 51. I'm going to listen to you, and if you have an argument and you can sway me, that's fine. I'll listen to you. But in the end, I'm making the decision, and you're going with the decision. I don't want any attitude. And same thing with me. Once we're locked in on something, we're locked in. There's no fucking back talking. No, from me either. If I say this is it, like, I'm not going to blame it on you if it was my decision. So, we've had this. We had a very serious discussion on what I expected and what she expected, and they were reasonable. So, and look, we both have very traditional roles too, by the way. It's a very traditional marriage. And so, but I don't, now if you look, bro, we've been married like 3 years. So if I sat down with a regular chick, a 25-year-old chick, and had that discussion with them, they'd lose their fucking shit.
Right.
Who do you think you are?
Entitlement.
Right.
Of course.
I don't. So they're delusional. Not everybody, but a lot of them. I see them on TikTok. I see the guys going. I just saw a guy in Tampa. He's like, you cannot date in Tampa. He's like 28 years old. He had met some fucking chick. He explains the whole thing, and he's like,
I'm gonna show you.
He's like, she's been run through. He goes through a whole thing.
Exactly.
He's like, it's insane. And then they want you to pay for everything. Like, I'll pay for everything. I don't mind paying for everything.
This particular one I was talking about, it's got over 5 million views. Oh, I ain't get back in the house. I tell y'all things I do to piss my girl off. The first thing is taking initiative. I took the initiative to take the trash out. She told me stop doing everything. I want you to do nothing no more. Don't take the. If I don't ask you to do it, don't you do it. Cool. 15 minutes later, we go to the gas station. She pumped the gas. She get back in the car. She mad. I said, why you mad? She said, I pissed her off. Why did I piss her off? Because I didn't get out and pump the gas. You ain't asked me to get out and pump the gas. And if I took the initiative to, I'd been in trouble then. So I just sat down because I took the initiative to sit down and she didn't ask and I didn't get out and pump the gas. She mad. So, okay, cool. Second thing was, what I do to piss her off is that me and my homeboys went out, spotlight, hung out, you know what I'm saying? Took a picture. In the picture, I smiled. She saw the picture. She said apparently I was smiling too much in the picture with my partners, and I ain't smiled with a picture with me and her when we was out on date night. I didn't smile big enough. That pissed her off. Okay. The next thing was that whenever I came home from work, I walked in the house. I said, when she had greeted me, I said, yeah, babe, I'm tired. I just want to hang out a little bit with you tonight. That pissed her off. Mind you, she stayed at home with the dog, do homework, and watch baddies, and cook her food. But I pissed off because I came home, said I was tired. She told me she was tired too. And who am I to think that she shouldn't be tired because she sit at home with the dog? But I work 12 hours. I put a bulletproof vest on. I tote guns and in and out of, big luxury vehicles and jets and, up and down and walking with people in malls and, arenas. So, yeah, that pissed off. So I'm just saying, I hope this clarifies anybody who wanted to know. I hope I get back in the house. You can't win. And that's what the whole thing that you told me to take the initiative. I took the initiative to take the trash out. Well, that was the problem. So from now on, you don't want me to take the initiative. You want me to not do nothing. If you don't ask me to do it, don't do it. So I went to the gas station. She got out to pump the gas. You ain't asked me to pump the gas. So now you mad, you get back in the car, because bitch, I ain't gonna pump the gas. You just told me to wait till you asked me to do something. So if I took the initiative to pump the gas, you'd been mad because I moved on my own recognizance and you didn't ask me to do it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I went to hang out. I went and took pictures with my partner. I smiled. She see the shit on social media. I come home. She mad. Why you mad? Because you won't smile like that whenever we out on date night.
Did you? There's a TikTok where the guy is picture with him and his wife, and she's smiling. He's picture of him in it with the wife and kids. Picture of them on vacation. And then they show picture of him fishing.
Right.
Picture of him with his buddies fishing. Picture of him at the game. I mean, it's
happy as shit. Happy as shit. So like all my TikToks are from issues I dealt with, dating. The one with super viral was when a girl she woke up in the morning, she kicked me out the house. And I'm like, well, why are you kicking? Like, we had a great night. We watched Netflix, our toes rubbed together, we hung out in the bed. It was great. Woke up the next morning, I got to get out. It was a huge fight. She throwing dishes and shit. She had a dream. I cheated on her in the bed we were sleeping in. Now, I got to get out the house. Did what I'm saying, so it'd be so wild and shit. My podcast would be on relationship-based issues when it comes to women and expectations. Listen, you want us to own a business. You want us to work a 9 to 5. You want us to come home.
Make $500,000 a year. They want you to make $500,000. These chicks are saying they want a guy that's 6 foot tall. Fuck you. 6 foot
Mind
tall.
you 5'3".
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and make $500,000 a year.
no, it get worse. Hold on. You have to own a tow truck. You have to own a boat, right? You have to own your own business. You have to work a 9 to 5. You have to watch our kids when you come home. You have to take out the trash. You have to wash the dishes. Then come Saturday, you have to be up early in the morning. You have to pack the truck, take the kids to football practice. On Sunday, everybody goes to church. Listen, lady, there's not that much vagina in the world that you think I'm going to pay for. You understand what I'm saying? You think we doing this. So I had a conversation with it when we was at Rolling Loud. We all went out. I was at the bar, had a conversation with this lady. So we were talking. Pretty. And I always say, I ain't even going to say what color she is because the Lord knows it's going to be a damn fit in the comments. Beautiful woman. On what I like. Let me just say it right, because we don't need no argument. So long story short, she asked me, was I married? I said, no. She said, well, that's a red flag for me. I don't like that. How you that old ain't never been married? Look, mind you, first of all, lady, I don't owe you no type of conversation about my past life or why I'm not married. You understand? The fact that I did 15 years in prison, you know, for those ages where you get married and find your kids and things like that, you know, it's gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do with it. But that's not your business anyways. But for you to say it's a red flag for you because I haven't been married and divorced and went through all this traumatic shit in my life that you don't want to have no more conversation with me, what does that say about you? What does that say about you? You're judgmental. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have an adult conversation just out in the bar and be sociable because you're trying to pick up on me, but you have a wedding ring.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
And if you want a guy who is, what does she want? Like, what if you were married? Would that be okay? If you were married, you at that moment you had a ring on.
You see what I'm saying?
Now
So it was so delusional. So I just I have so many stories about women in my life. It's unbelievable the quality of man that and you don't even carry that within yourself.
Do you think that these women realize that they're going to be 55 years old? And alone, I mean, if they're bitter in their 20s and 30s, what are you going to be like when you're 55, living at home with your 4 cats, just hating men? Like,
it's just wild.
It's insanity. Like, you know, did you know that there are companies out there, these hedge funds that are dumping tons of money into companies that make like box wine and sell cat food? I mean, because that's where you're headed,
right?
That's going to be a booming business. Cat food and wine boxed wine in a box that you stick in your fridge.
Because that's what women are headed
That's
to.
what 50-year-old women that listen, as you get into your 40s, harder to lose weight. So you're going to be 40 pounds overweight with your cats at home, drinking wine, watching shitty videos.
And then brag that you celibate.
Yeah.
Girl, you need to be giving that stuff
brag
up.
that you don't need a man.
You don't need a man and all this extra next stuff. You don't need to be celibate. You need to be selling it or something. Because at 40 years old, you're and I'm not saying as a human being, I'm not saying this. And a woman's delusion at 40 years old, overweight, your dress size, 4 times bigger than what it's supposed to. You barely go to work. You understand what I'm saying? Like you don't clean up your house. You're lazy mentally, so it shows in your physicality. I get in your car and it's junk. That let me know where your brain at. Mm-hmm. And then you look at me and then put all the expectations on me and then still want me to buy and pay and do this. Man, I'm getting the first stop sign. You'll let me out. The first stop sign you see, I'll walk because it ain't even that serious. But as much as women try to look into men, because men will give up their happiness to have a home, a woman will give up her home to have her happiness. Mm-hmm. That's a true statement. Because anytime you ask a man, how you doing? I'm all right. That man ain't all right. That man hate being at home. There was a viral video where this woman, she knocked on a dude's car window and he was like, man, I'm resting. He had been outside. He pulled up from the job. He been in his car with the seat leaned back for about an hour. You see?
Yeah, yes.
So
what are you doing? She comes, what are you doing out here? What are you doing? This is why I'm out here.
Exactly what
he
he
said.
He
don't want to go home. He
don't even want to go home. I have been in that same relationship. I have lied to my girl because I already know she on 10. She want to argue. There's nothing to even argue about. She want to argue. Mind you, like I said, I'm out here. I got vests on. I'm in the hot sun. I'm running around with artists. I'm on planes. I'm on boats. I'm up and down stairs. I'm in the mall. I'm pushing people. It's 12 hours. I'm beat down. I want to come home. I don't want to have to handle a woman The fuck am I handling you for? When a woman says, I want a man who can handle me, it ain't gonna be me because I don't want to handle my woman.
No, I'm honestly, your wife or girlfriend or whatever should be like, it should be your peace of mind. It
should be your peace of mind.
It should absolutely be, everything she should be doing should be to make my life as easy and peaceful as possible. Because for my wife, like that's everything I do is to make her, financially, sound, so she feels comfortable, so she has everything she wants. Like that's my whole goal. That's my number one goal.
Every man's goal is that, but not every woman is receptacle to understand that. Because I'm telling her, oh, we going to after hours. After that, they want to go out to eat. After they want to go to eat, I got to take them to the airport. I'm lying. You know what I'm at? I'm in a hotel room, taking a shower, decompressing. I don't even want to go home, bro.
You know what's funny? The first few times, because your job sounds great. But I travel all the time, right? I'm on a plane at least 2 or 3 times a month, at least. Listen, last month I was in San Diego for 4 days. I was in Austin. Got back, Ohio, drove to. I mean, we're talking about getting on a plane and the next day back on the plane. Right. We're flying in, flying out. 4 hours here, 6 hours here, 5 hours here. Driving 4.5 hours to turn around a few hours later and drive all the way back. Like I'm nonstop traveling. Listen, and then it's this month. I'm still traveling. Like we got travel plans in the next week or two. Same thing. So at least flying a couple times. When I got out of prison. And the first time I got on a plane, walked through the airport, got on the plane, fucking so exciting. Walking through the airport was amazing. That lasted, I don't know, the first 5 times, maybe 10 because it probably stretched a while. Now, you got to fly. Well, you're going to fly in here. My first thought, like it's not fun anymore. This is not fun. So for you, they think, but see, they think it's exciting.
Right.
I'm babysitting, I'm carrying stuff, I'm helping people, I'm looking all around, I'm tracking this, I'm doing this isn't fun.
Everybody said like when I got from Rolling Loud, she's like, oh, I see you having fun out there rolling loud. I'm just this and I'm that and me. Lady, do you understand? I'm in a hot sun and with all this gear on wearing black. I got to push this. I'm walking in dirt. You understand what I'm saying? I got to deal with so many people from the artist. Then the artist has momagers, dadagers, cousinagers, friendgers, and all this other extra next shit. And everybody wants this. Then we have to get in a car. Mind you, this is not a regular car ride. We're in a black truck, six or seven people. We probably got 9 people in here plus luggage. The volume is on 17,000. Everybody in here is drunk. You understand what I'm saying? The truck is doing this for 6 hours. On the ride, it's not. I don't complain about it, but understand what I'm saying. When I come home to my woman, it's the last thing I want to do is to argue with you about nothing that ain't even going on. Because you said in here you went and did your little nursing job or did your little babysitting job, whatever you did. Put in your head, you seen something on social media. Now whatever you thought becomes your reality. Your reality turns into your nightmare because it's your nightmare. Now you believe what you told you, and then oh my God, I got to cuss him out because he cheating on me. You think I want that?
I wish I had time.
Or
the energy.
Or the energy.
The energy. I just don't.
So when somebody asks me, say, oh, why you not married in your 40s? Y'all have nothing to offer me to make me excited about wanting to come home to y'all. There's nothing to come. And it ain't like you help. You never picked up my phone and said, babe, do you need more business cards? Babe, what can I do for you for marketing? Babe, is there anybody who I can call? Maybe some record labels? Can I get you some more flyers printed up? Babe, what can I do to help you help us? It's never been that phone call. It's never been, can I help you? It's always, how can I hurt you and spend your money? And I want to get married to that? I don't. You will keep it. But this is the podcast that I want to put out there because it's important to reach the masses of women. It ain't so much as black or white, Cambodian. If you have a vagina, I need to speak to you. I don't give a damn if you're a goldfish. If you got a vagina, you need to hear this message.
You know what's funny? Listen, the bar for how much my wife expects me to put into our relationship is so low at this point.
I thought you were going to say,
no.
You got it. Yeah.
It's so
right.
low. Like, so she used to complain about me posting on Facebook. So keep in mind, we have a Facebook page for the podcast.
Correct.
That is run by a management company. Okay. So, which I don't
have no control. Right.
It's Colby. Like, I don't know what's happening.
You just cut the check.
Yeah.
How long you been in?
No.
Results.
Yeah, no. Are you kidding me? That's Colby tells me that.
Right.
Like, that's all Colby.
Yeah, just results.
I don't have any. Yeah.
Right.
Well, even results. Bro, you know when I know something gets posted? When I see it
on Facebook.
Bing, like,
right.
I don't have a
Off
clue.
Your feed.
I have no idea when these things are happening. And I'll look, and sometimes I'll look maybe once or twice a week. I'll check out what's on there, and looks good. Okay, cool, I guess. There's more subscribers. That's nice. I wonder why that happened. Like I have no clue. But my wife is subscribed and sees it, and so there's constantly posting. She's like, you never post me. Now I have a private page. Which is just my page. So,
bro, I already know where this is going, bro.
I'm like, okay, well, I don't really post on my private thing. She's like, you used to. When we were not dating, I did post, but only because I knew she was paying attention to bother her. So I would post because I knew she was monitoring it because we were broken up. So just to bother her. So, and listen, it infuriated.
Right.
I post picture of me with another chick and send it out, and I get this fucking livid. I'm unfollowing you. So anyway, but then we got married, and I posted a couple times, and then I just stopped posting because I've got a wife. Like I don't need this. Like I have other things to do. So the bar is so low that I've heard her mention multiple times. And this is the worst thing is that I have a friend named James, and I have a friend named Wade, and a couple other guys like Ardap Dan. These guys post all the time with them and their dogs and them and their wives and them and their kid. So it just makes me look bad.
Right.
She's like, oh, look, Dan, look, Dan and Shelly just went to dinner. And she shows it to me, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm going to call that bitch.
Right.
I'm calling Dan.
Stop posting that shit.
Can you block her? Same thing with Wade. Oh, God. And listen, James
loves his wife.
It's nonstop. It's not, and he travels a lot, so he's traveling, dinners, everything. They're always it's horrible. They have no idea the amount of pressure they're putting on me. So I finally got. So I have a chick that does my LinkedIn account. She posts. She does all my.
I need her,
bro.
She's
good. What's good about her is that she's a stay-at-home mom with I think 3 kids. So. This is just extra money for her.
Right.
So she posts, but she books all of my keynote speeches. She follows it up, and she treats me like I'm a small child, like I'm a complete moron, which is exactly what I mean. Right. Like I'm walking into the speech, and she texts, and I get a text. Hey, by the way, remember these are the underwriters. They wanted you to focus more on underwriting. You met with them last week.
Yeah, I need her.
Guy's name is Carl. You're supposed to be looking for him. I mean, thank God because she knows I'm an idiot.
Right.
So I go to her one day and I said, listen, here's the problem I have with my wife. I never post. I want to post. It just doesn't occur to me to post. Right. I'm like, we do take pictures. Could I send you pictures and you post a couple times a week and say something nice? And I said, is that bad? And she starts laughing. She said, I got it. No problem. I pay her to post a couple times a week.
On your private page.
Now, unfortunately, I'm no good at secrets. I'm really bad at it, right? Like my wife has complete access to everything I do. So I'm not able to hide anything. I didn't last, I think, a couple of days before one day she calls me and I put her on speaker. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? She's like, hey, by the way, this is what's going on. Well, she's talking about something else.
Right. Then
which is what she is.
Right.
And then immediately says, by the way, about your Facebook, when are you going to send me some photos about that? I said, okay, look, I'll yeah, I got you. I'll call you back. And I hit the thing. Of course, my wife is looking right at me. She goes, why is she posting on your Facebook? I thought you had somebody to post on Facebook. I'm like, no. Oh, I said, yeah, the business. So we were just talking about and I thought, fuck, I can't even come up for a fucking professional con man. I can't fucking come up with a lie for shit. And I looked at her, and she looked at me. She goes, what's going on? I went, fuck. And she goes, what? I said, okay. I said, I was talking to her about posting a couple times a week on Facebook pictures of you and me with something nice and maybe a quote or something so that because I said I know I want to post. I just forget, and I think that I should post, and I know it's important to you.
And this honesty coming from you to her.
And I'm telling you.
It's falling on deaf ears.
Right. No.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. The bar is so low.
Right.
This is a perfect opportunity for a normal woman to be mad at me.
Right. That's what I said. Right.
She looks at me and she goes, "Oh my God, that is the sweetest thing ever."
But it is though.
You hired somebody
so you don't feel left out
to keep me happy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
A lot of women would have been like,
"That's why I said, you see the first thing I said, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Yeah,
my
she
thought.
hit the fan.
She went, "Oh my God,"
because you're thoughtless.
She said, "Well, listen." She goes, "I need to." Okay, the picture. She goes, "You post horrible pictures of me. I don't like some of
that's a
She goes,
problem. Right,
she goes, I don't.
right.
I want to see the picture." And I thought, fuck, if all I got to do is, she goes, "I'll send you some pictures." Now she's sending pictures to me
help you,
to help
y'all.
me.
Everybody be happy.
But
That's good though.
it is good
Because
but see, she
other
has
women,
low expectations of what to expect.
You would have been
of
thoughtless. You didn't put nothing into it. You're too busy for her. You're too busy for the relationship. You post pictures to make her look fat. You do it on purpose, and that's why I said, for me to be an important part of a woman's life, to become a podcast influencer when it talks about relationships, because women need to hear the grimy stories and what they expect out of their man. It's like for me, right? I'm a professional bodyguard. I don't work at Home Depot. I don't work at Lowe's. I don't work at a normal job where people are running to sign up. You don't sign up to be a bodyguard. Mm-hmm. You don't sign up to be. This is a profession that chooses you because of who you are as an innate DNA. You have a very unique DNA trait, which I have. You're not filling out an application for Class D security license. Anybody can do. You're talking professional bodyguard. That's a whole different mind frame. So me dating a woman, a regular woman versus a celebrity. I've dated, the celebrity. I've been tied to a few, different women in the industry. But to date a regular woman and to leave this house that y'all share to go get on a yacht with, the mega stars who bodies are bought, who look crazy gorgeous, have crazy money. I'm a good looking guy. You know what I mean? Now we're out here on the yacht, shirts off and all this extra next stuff, and she's seeing these pictures. What does it tell her in her mind? Because she's a woman, he got to be having sex with her. Do you know how much jeopardy me and this woman gonna be in if we start having relations? But another good thing that makes me great at what I do, there's no slander. There's no scandal about me. There's no scandal. I don't, what's the word? Like, I don't promote or take advance over my clients. I've never crossed that line. Mm-hmm. There's been times where lines have been crossed. There's times where I woke up and my client, mega superstar, is in my bed in Airbnb. That's a problem. I didn't understand how a woman felt when a man does that to them until I was put in that position. When I tell you I felt so vulnerable, as big as I am, as macho as I am, I really didn't know what to do. I'm so scared because of the scandal. Her sister might walk in here. She might wake up sober and think that this is what I did. You understand? Mm-hmm. Like, there's so much going on in my mind, and that I do keep it so professional. I am so well respected in the industry that if this does get out, it's going to change my whole situation. So wake up with a woman in your bed, man, that shit blew me. I was so scared, bro. I've never been scared like this a day in my life. I will face death in the most egregious form. But when I woke up and that megastar was in my bed, I laid there for a minute. Man, my heart pounding. And she's heavy because she's drunk. She's heavy on, when you're drunk, you got that dead weight on you. So instead of me just, being over to lay her over, I'm like, man, damn, I got this broad in my bed, bro. And I'm fully clothed because we're in the Airbnb. We had just did a big show. So I'm fully clothed. I still got everything on except for my vest. So I got my undershirt on. I got my gun in my waist. I got my shoes are still on. My cargo pants still on. Everything, my taser, mace, everything on the dresser. So I got my gun. She's laying on top of me. So I'm saying to myself, bro, you got to get out of here. But I'm going to show you how God favored me in the situation. It's crazy when you don't see other people do. So I got up out the bed, and I went to the bathroom to pee. So I went and laid on the couch. Man, do you know she got up out the bedroom, came to the couch, got me up off the couch and said, come back in the bed and sleep with me.
If you sleep hot at night, you know how disruptive that can be. When you're not resting well, everything else feels harder. Your focus, your mood, even your recovery. GhostBed is here to help you fix that. They've spent decades perfecting how to build a bed that's comfortable, durable, and designed to actually help you rest. Every GhostBed mattress features premier materials, proven cooling technology, and their exclusive ProCore layer, a targeted support system that reinforces the center of the mattress where the body is heaviest. It helps keep your spine aligned and your back supported, so you can wake up ready for anything 2026 throws at you. Each mattress comes with a 101 night sleep trial and a 20 to 25 year warranty, so you can try it risk-free, knowing it's built to last. Shipping is fast and free. Most orders arrive in 2 to 5 days. GhostBed has great prices to begin with, up to 50% off comparable brands. And Inside True Crime listeners can get an extra 10% off site-wide for a limited time. Just go to ghostbed.com/Cox and use promo code Cox at checkout. That's ghostbed.com/Cox, promo code Cox. Upgrade your sleep with GhostBed, the makers of the coolest bed in the world. Some exclusions apply. See site for details.
And I'm saying, man, I don't even know what to do with this. I really don't know. So I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want to insult her.
Yeah,
I don't want her to feel
that's the problem.
disrespected. She's got money and power. And I'm not saying that she's...
I feel like that gig's over. You ain't never having that gig again.
Never, bro.
She's right then. She just might as well pack my shit up and fucking
This is
leave.
what I'm saying. And if it gets out to TMZ, if a story gets leaked, do you know how many people depend on me? Do you know how many people allow me around their children? You understand? Like, I talk a lot of shit and all that, and I do. But when it comes to respect and family and morals and decency, I'm really, that's why people love me. I know how to move in every situation. So all this shit is going through my head. So I just get up and I go back in the bed with her. So I'm saying to myself, she drunk. I'm going to go back in the bed. I'm going to, lay her down, you know what I'm saying? And then hopefully she, drunk passes out and I get up and go back on the couch. So we went back in the room and she hugged me again. I'm like, listen, I don't feel comfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Mind you, I just said, you don't know who see. I'm going to tell you who's seen everything. So she's like, listen, I don't get, what's the word she used? She said, I don't get, from her man, she don't get the,
affection?
Yeah, affection. But she used another word, but affection is a good word. She said, I don't get the love and affection. And she's like, Black, you make me feel so comfortable when you're around. Like you more than family. Like you make me feel like somebody who I never felt before. And I feel good. And I know she drunk, but I know some of the stuff she said because I know how I make people feel. I'm a very courageous man, So I'm saying,
I feel very safe.
Yeah, you should. So the whole time I'm trying to figure out how the fuck can I get out of this situation, bro. And then I woke up the next day. I ain't say nothing to her. You know what I'm saying, about the situation. I didn't want to remind nobody, nothing. I was able to slip out the room. She slept in there by herself. So the next day, we was all packing up, getting ready to leave. And then her best friend, who was like her sister, she pulled me to the side. She would say, hey, listen, I want to tell you something. I'm like, what's up? She was like, what you did last night, I seen it. Bro, my heart dropped. I'm like, bro, it's over. Because it didn't happen.
Right.
So she was like, I seen it. You ain't had nothing to do with it. She came to your room. I seen you get up and leave. I seen her come and get you. She was like, I really, like, my level of respect has already been there for you. She said, but my level of respect for you is much higher. She said, because anybody else would have,
Right.
sluttered out. But I seen you, take the proper steps to and avoid as much as you can. She was like, I really want to tell you, like, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, bro. But I've been in some crazy situations with women.
Never got another gig from her, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, did
we
you?
ended up becoming really closer friends.
I thought you were going to say
So what happened was like about 3 weeks later, we were talking, and I kind of throw something in there to see how she'll catch it, because I don't know if she remembers or what. She was like, same thing. She was like, no, I was out of line. I was drunk. I appreciate the way you handled the situation. It was very manly of you. I didn't want to bring it back up because I didn't want to offend you. I said, man, you had me shaking in my boot. I don't want to bring it back up. It happened. It didn't happen. Whatever you thought happened, I don't know. But as long as you don't remember what I don't know. I was fucked up. I was lost about this shit. So when we ended up talking about it, she was like, no, man, yeah, we ended up becoming closer friends. We still friends to this day. She probably laughing right now when she watches. But it's crazy though.
Let's hope.
Let's
hope we don't get a phone call.
Yeah, let's hope we
You
don't get a
got
phone
to
call.
take that
Hey,
down.
Gotta take that down. You doing too much. You talking too much. But yeah, it's man, it's being a bodyguard is not. It's not for the faint. It's not for the weak. And for a woman who dates me, she has to be damn near just as level headed. Like the jealousy and the bullshit and respect herself. And she can't be involved with me. She has to be involved with herself first. And I think that's where people lose themselves. They end up trying to make their partner happy or make them satisfied. Like, you going above and beyond to do shit, and they don't even read it like that. Because the minute you do something for a person, the first thing they always say, ain't nobody tell you to do that. You did that on your own. How much shit do you want to do on your own? I don't want to do a whole lot of shit on my own. So you telling me is irrelevant because I'm going to tell you I wasn't doing it in the first damn place. Because I already know what you going to do. I'm going to throw it back in my face. Mm-hmm. But, man, being a bodyguard is not for the faint on both sides. It's really not.
So how do you start this podcast, Colby?
How do I start it?
Yeah. So, I mean, is that a StreamYard podcast? Is that a...
Oh, are we talking about, Black's podcast?
Yeah.
I mean, I would at least start even if it's just you sitting in front of camera and talking about...
But how do you even get how do you get to the position
where
you have
people
women...
want to market to come and see what I'm even talking about?
Well, yeah, no, but I'm saying where women are reaching out to you, kind of...
you know what you need to look
like,
at?
what's
you
his
need
name
to look
podcast?
at...
I can't believe
there's a
it.
channel,
Samuel something.
Samuel, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Samuel guy, yeah. I mean, it's...
You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, that's difficult. Like, you don't already have a following where women... You could probably do a bunch of social... If you probably did it for a month and then scheduled people... But you'd have to do a lot of advertising to really get it out there to let people know, and then try and schedule something where they could, because he did his on Zoom, right? Well, whatever, StreamYard, Zoom, whatever it was, Riverside. He did his all remote. So you'd have the same kind of a platform, only it'd be the same thing, right?
You just need to start with...
I mean, you're not going to have one
chick
chick come in and talk to her for an hour.
No.
You're going to talk to her 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Like, have to be multiple.
Right.
You got to think about these things.
I really don't, though, to be honest with you. I really don't. I'm gonna keep a G with you. All I got to do is put a trailer out there, teaser. It's a wrap. Because a lot of women already want to hear what I got to say. Because you got to.
So what is it, live then? You do a live, but if it's a live, they're not. They're just leaving a chat.
No, you could do it live like a Zoom, like StreamYard.
Yeah,
you could do that. And then the same thing, just set the camera up to go on different.
Oh yeah. That's right. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like it can definitely be done. But I just think I really think going into 2030, women need to rationalize who they date and where their energy is and what they expect. Because you're not even pulling what you're looking to be pulled for. Oh, yeah, you're making $60,000 a year. You want me to make $500,000 a year. And then again, if I am making $500,000 a year and we're only dating, where does my financial responsibility for you come in at? I owe you no obligation. None.
God, what is it? There's a thing out there. There was. I haven't seen it in a while. It had to be a skit. It was this mousy chick who was talking to a dating coach or a woman like a headhunter, the woman that finds men. Mm-hmm. And this chick was just this skinny little white mousy woman who and she's explaining to the coach, the headhunter, what she wants. It's the most bizarre. And I kept thinking, this has to be a skit. But there's dozens of them. Like it's like her name is, and she looks exactly like her name. She's like Penelope or something. Mm-hmm. Like she looks like or olive oil. I mean, she looked like olive oil. And she's telling her needs to be at least 6 foot tall, needs to have a full head of hair, has to have at least a master's degree, she's going on, and you're looking at her going,
what do you bring?
Are you fucking
what are you
delusional?
doing? Like, where's your education? Where's your base at?
It's not even education, because I don't listen. Let's face it, guys don't care what a girl does, what she makes. It's does she look good? Is she supportive? Is she going to be my piece of bring me peace? Is she I don't care if she works in a butcher shop. I don't care if she comes home bloody every single day and she's a butcher and makes very little money, although butchers actually make pretty good money. Right. But I don't care what she does, but she's got to have the right attitude. But this chick was insane.
But most of them are. You understand what I'm saying? That's like the trouble I've encountered being a professional bodyguard after all that time in prison. Like I had everywhere I go with even in a confined environment, like me having, sexual encounters with COs who are professional, who have been trained, who are a part of law enforcement, they psychologically, an inmate is able to break them down. So if I'm an inmate and I've known I have done this for sure, and I'm in a confined environment, what do you think is going to happen to somebody like me when I get out into society? You think I'm not going to try your wife? You think I don't care about your marriage or anything? I don't, because she weak, bro. And I'm on her ass if I want her. And if I'm going to crack her, I'm going to crack her. Because I already know what I'm going to do with her. But again, I talk that shit. But the reality of it is, if I'm having sex with COs in a prison, what's that tell me about when I get home? There's not a woman I can't try. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So, okay. So,
I mean...
so we go back to
that you won't try.
That I won't try.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we going back to the expectations of what a woman want. You want all these things, but then when you have somebody like me and you at your job for 8 hours a day, and I've already cracked these COs, and you dating somebody who just a lame, or even if you married to somebody who ain't really doing, I got 8 hours a day with you. Five days, I got 40. I got more time with you at this job than you got with your man at the house. You don't think I ain't finna entertain her? You see what I'm saying? You think I ain't? I'm supposed to try her because I'm a man. She's supposed to already set her boundaries to where every day I come to work, I ain't even supposed to look at her no more. But the boundary is never set. That's why women joke they have a career husband, they have a home husband, they had the food boyfriend, they got the Cashapp boyfriend, they got the luggage boyfriend. So where are we at in today's society? I just think that when we talk about women's expectations, they don't even... You're not worth what you talking about. You know in the Bible, because women always quote.
Going to the Bible. Bro.
We got to go to the Bible real quick.
Going to the Bible.
Men are providers. Men are leaders. They're vicegerents. God said this. God said that. You know what God said about a woman's wages? Loaf of bread. Let's talk about that. They can't quote that, though. They ain't going to quote that. Right? They don't want to talk about it, though. You see what I'm saying? So
I don't want to get canceled.
No, I know, but
I say enough stuff.
You and me both. Oh man, let's get back. Let's talk about these food, prison food.
Okay. Prison food.
Prison food.
Okay.
I had a restaurant in prison.
Right.
When the Super Bowl came,
right,
I had probably 150 pizzas on the little aluminum desk, stacked up. I think I sold each piece for $50 a pop. I probably made $5,000-$6,000 between nachos and pizza on Super Bowl. That's just one weekend, like
right.
run. What
was the pizza? It was a wrap where you
right. So you told
in,
what would they sold them in 5 or 10 packs. The little flour tortillas. You take them.
You toast them.
No, I put them in the water.
Okay.
I put them in.
Yeah, break it down for someone who's never been in prison.
Okay.
I'm thinking, how
put them
do
in
you
the water.
make
I mean, how do you make it crust? A crust.
So now, boom, I get the flour tortillas. They come in a pack, just like the grocery store. You get them out the commissary. Once I get them, I pop them open. I don't heat them. I take hot water, put it in the microwave. Hot water and honey. The honey, you don't put a whole bunch. The honey just makes it stick when you get to wrapping it with the heat. So you take each flour tortilla, dip it in a bowl of water, swish it around, put it on. Take a trash bag and cut it open to shape up the locker.
Yeah.
So it's plastic, so it's covered. So now you take your flour tortilla. They came 10 in a pack. Take all 10, put them in the hot water. You lay them out. You lay them out in the shape of a pizza, which is round. So once you get to you layer it, start one in the middle, then each side start building it out.
Oh, you did the big pizza.
Yeah, the big pizza.
Oh, I thought they had personal pans.
Yeah.
What, it was just one.
It was no money in personal pan pizza for me.
Right.
What you selling, like $7, if that, maybe a book of stamps back then?
Yeah, about a book of stamps.
Yeah, it's no money for me.
Right.
So I make these big ones.
It takes just as much time as the
just as
big
much
one.
time, right? So now you layer them out. So once you layer them out, the flour tortilla shell at the end is not perfect because they got little round humps. It look like a big sunflower.
Yeah.
So now what you want to do is, because the honey's already in the water, you start rolling the crust back slowly in thin layers. Roll it. And then you start building up your crust with the flour tortilla and the honey and the water. So now once you get that, you poke holes in it with a fork, because once you do put it in the microwave, it rises. So what I used to do is I used to put the sauce on there, put a little cheese on there, and put it in the microwave, and then that it sticks everything together. I used to season the crust, Saison and salt, pepper, and all this stuff,
Right.
real fancy. Like, so once you bake that in the microwave, you bring it back to your locker, and then you start building whatever they ordered. Veggie pizza. They used to sell pepperoni, summer sausage, tuna, mackerel, oysters, salmon, all type of meats and cheeses. So every order, I might have 10, 15 orders. So what I do is I see how many people want vegetarians first. So I might got 5 veggie pizzas. I make them and get them out the way. Then I go next to the meat lovers. And what I do is I start every pizza, unless you didn't order, automatically comes with veggies. So if you didn't like tomatoes or onions, it didn't get put on there. But for the most part, now you got all these pizzas made. So people would come to the unit on the 10-minute moves. Every 10-minute move, people are able to go to the yard, library, Unicor. They would all shuffle into my unit, get their pizzas and, going out. And I was $50 a pizza at $150. I don't know what the math was, but Super Bowl, nachos, same thing. I just wasn't just making cheese like Taco Bell, the cheese on the side with nachos. I'm actually building. You would bring me your bowl, and I would build your nacho. I put the cheese in the bowl first, like they do at Starbucks, what they call it, caramel drizzle on the cup.
Right.
I would do the cheese drizzle in your bowl. So you have cheese first, put the chips, and I put your cheese on the chips, then put meat, then put the veggies, then put your cheese, then put another stack of chips, cheese, meat, and then your bowl is real heavy. That was like $12 or $15. Then there was cheesecakes out of the coffee creamer.
Oh my God.
Bro,
Horrible, right?
Terrible.
Guys would be. I mean, like I've listened. I've probably eaten the whole time I was locked up 5 or 6 pieces. But guys would be like, "Hey, you want some cheesecake?" I'd be like, "I've had enough creamer this week.
Yeah,
Thank you."
Man, that's probably so brutal. But I made a killing.
But they also taste just like cheesecake.
They do taste just like
I mean,
cheesecake.
it's amazing.
I'll take the graham crackers, crush them up, put them in there with the butter and the cinnamon sugar, put it in the microwave, put it around the bowl. Get my mix, sugar, a little cream cheese, a little, French vanilla creamer, and then, you might want chocolate or strawberries or blueberries. Mix that in the bowl, cook it in the microwave, and get it, good and soupy. Put it inside your crust, smooth it out, put your little strawberries on top, close the lid, put it in a plastic bag, put it in a mop bucket full of ice. That's a refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And so the cold, it just locks it up. And those were, $14 a piece?
Was this a medium or a low?
It was a both.
Okay.
So at both.
You did it both. So when I was in the medium, we had a guy. I mean, every unit has one of these, but they didn't do this at the low because one, we didn't have trash cans at the low.
I got a great story for you.
And two, guys had stingers, but it would have stunk up the whole place. It stunk up the whole place anyway. But at the medium, they'll let you get away with more shit. So they would steal oil out of the kitchen and then put the stinger in it, and they could deep fry stuff. This guy, there was always somebody doing this, but this one guy used to do it. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Anyway, Scott Montgomery. Scott would take his mattress, and they'd curl up their mattresses and stick them, either in the corner or whatever, somebody else's cell. And then, you have we had it was just a sheet of metal for the bunk beds, and they'd take them off, and he would have every surface of the entire thing. They would deep fry all day. They'd make wraps with chicken in them that they stole out of the kitchen. And I mean, we're talking about they were amazing, and deep fry the shit out of them. And I mean, they put them out and take orders, and you'd come in. And I used to never fucking go in. I used to never put my order in. I always come in. I'd be like, bro, come on, let me get one. No, Cox, no, we're booked. I don't even have enough to fill my orders. One, come on, one. I got stamps right now. I don't care. No,
That's crazy.
This is the whole argument.
Man, listen, I had a friend of mine. He's a millionaire right now down in Hollywood, Florida. His name is Mercado. So I could drop that name. We won't get a phone call about that.
Right.
So I first got into he came in, and he was in Time magazine for getting busted with the biggest spice ring in the United States. He would fly in from Indonesia, India,
Right.
all the spice back then. What they call that now? What they call it? The synthetic.
Yeah, it's a is it K2? No,
K2. But back then they called it spice, but now they call it K2.
Because you could sell it in fucking 7-Eleven.
That's what he was doing. You could
K.
sell it everywhere. So he would bring it in by the boatloads. I'm talking about, man, just cut him. He had like 4 little dudes. They're all young. I mean, they're bringing it in. Anyways, the case made U.S. Times magazine. Just giving an idea of the capability of his mindset, young kid. So he comes in, and when you're from Florida, everybody embraces you. So he came in, cooler dude, just bopping. I just knew he had a cool little vibe. So we chopping it up one day, So the weekend comes, same thing. I always roll my mattress back. I get my my garbage bag, lay him out on the mattress. I'm deep frying with the stinger. Mm-hmm. You plug it in. You got 2 end wires. You twist it around a piece of metal, and you stick it in the grease with the trash can that was made. The trash can wasn't out of plastic. What was it back then?
It was it wasn't rubber. It was like it's a composite material. Bro.
Yeah.
I bet you all the BOPs had this. Was this in
the little
Coleman?
white ones? The little white, in Coleman. The little white
it was it was this big. They were round. And it would. I mean, it's a deep fryer.
Yeah, it's a deep fryer.
Bubbling. I mean, you'd fucking kill yourself. You put your hand in there.
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we in there. So he was an electrician already. So he comes in, and I'm in there frying and stuff, and he's so amazed by the stinger. He's like, man, that's like 240 house volts. Like, man, it's coming right off the wire. Like, man, you guys are going to electrocute yourself. No. He's an electrician. So I'm in there frying. So now I get ready to sit down. Man, as soon as I get ready to sit on the metal bunk, man, he grabs my whole chest and snatches me back all the way to the door. What the fuck are you doing? If you touch that metal, man, you're going to die. I'm like, man, listen, my God, I know you just left the street, and it's okay. But this is what we do. This is how we live and eat. So I say that to say this, his mindset was already, so he ended up going home. He did like 8 or 10 years, but he went home in the same electrician thing that he was doing and helped me out in prayer. He ended up making me, super industrial thing, because he was good with electricity. I don't know how, but he made it to where it was in the shape of a ping pong, almost like the bottom of the trash can. It gave me an edge on my competition because I was able to fry completely. Like, I didn't have to roll and sit and babysit it.
Right.
But I used to do I used to wrap the dental floss, so the stuff didn't open up. The flour tortilla, the fried burrito.
Oh, okay.
So I would take dental floss and wrap the fried burrito on 4 ends and then drop them.
I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, that's how I was doing it. But yeah, I made a killing on fried burritos, man. But man, I don't know, like FBOP, man.
I like a fried burrito right now. When they didn't call them burritos, it was wraps.
Yeah, wraps.
Yeah. Everybody, I still call them wraps out here, and they're like, my wife said they're the burritos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I still make some of the stuff at home. I make a brick every now and again. You know what I'm saying? I do. My travel packs, like for food, I take now it's the 30 grams of salmon. Mm-hmm. Like my book bag right now in the truck's probably about 6 of them. I take them in Longhorn. I take them in everybody sells salad like the crispy, not the crispy, chicken Caesar salad. I order that for like $15 and then drop that 30 grams of protein on there. Still eat it.
Box Chevy. That's what Donovan used to say. You want a box Chevy? And I guess that was like a brick of
food.
Yeah.
It just mushed up food all together, and then you put hot water on it and make it a brick, and then let it sit, and then peel it out, put hot sauce and cheese on it. It's the same.
My God, bro. This is,
It's just insane. Like federal prison is just a whole another world in itself. But
at the medium, it's funny, at the medium, when I got there, there would be it was a circus when you went to the rec yard. There were so many people selling so much stuff. At the low, it wasn't as bad, but it was.
What about the poker room at the medium in the back corner on the back tables?
At the medium,
Yeah.
they would play
But I'm saying it was like a real casino.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. It was everything
No,
you
they
needed.
have chips and they have all kinds of stuff.
Paducah,
Yeah.
you got poker, you got 21, you got blackjack. You got, it was crazy. You had the guys tattooing, you had the guys cooking, you had dudes
At the medium.
At the medium.
At the low, not as much. I mean, not that there were still guys, but they would shake you down. Like at the medium, you could tell a guard, "Hey, I'm gonna
right.
look, but I'm
That's
gonna
what
be
I used to
honest
do.
with you.
Right.
I'm a tattoo guy. I'm in 107. You know, like
Right.
I got a client tonight. If I don't know, and the guard would be like, "Listen, bro, the fucking the lieutenant comes out around at 6.
Right.
So get yourself a good watcher and not some fucking idiot." You understand? Like, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it. But make sure that it's shut down when the lieutenant come here, because he's going to walk. And if he fucking finds you doing it, I'm in trouble, and I swear I'll make your life miserable. They're like, "Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you." Like they're cool like that. They know it's happening.
They chased me on the yard one time. Well, I got the burritos in the bucket. This grease is frying. They're coming in to target me specifically. Right, it's like 3 of them. So my watcher's telling me, like, Black, they coming upstairs, like they already coming with a bag, like they coming to get somebody. So I'm like, damn. So I start unplugging and doing the shit. So then they start walking down, the rail. So man, I'm the only person you coming for. I already know. I get the fucking trash can and shit. Man, I'm coming down the stairs with a trash can. They're going up the other side of the stairs. So I bolt across the through the double doors and out the front. They could see me now run out. You know what I'm saying? The dorm with this trash can and shit. So they come, bro, I'm hauling ass across the whole grass to the rec yard with this fucking trash can with grease, hot grease and burritos in it, right? So now the whole yard's out there cheering me on. Go, Black, go, go, go. So I look over my shoulder, man, this grease is spilling. It's hot as shit. I throw the grease and the burritos. I run out on the yard and shit. Mind you, 2 things is already going in my head. I'm already going to the hole.
Right.
So I'm going to make a spectacle of it. You ain't got nowhere to go when you get on the rec yard. You know what I'm saying? It's only me. Like, this shit was crazy, but, man, you used to see the guys running from the police all day long on the rec yard or, cutting through the grass and trying to, I don't know why, but it's just crazy. Just some of the shit we used to see and do. It's wild as shit.
So where can people find you?
Man, listen, y'all already know what it is. Big Bad Bodyguard to the stars with all the cars. Y'all can catch me on Instagram, Black_label_services 2.0. TikTok, you can catch me Black Label 1014. Facebook, Snapchat, Cody Coolin. You can catch me on YouTube real soon. I'm going to do Black Label Lounge. So, ladies, tune in. If you want to be viewed, you want to talk about your relationships, you want to talk about your weight, you want to talk about your health, you make sure you tune in. Black Label Lounge coming to y'all real soon. YouTube, relationship influencer. Matt, what we doing?
Hey, you guys, I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified of videos like this. Also, share the video. We're going to leave all of Black's social media links. We're also going to leave his YouTube channel in there, so you can go there and subscribe. There may or may not be a video up by the time you get there, but we are going to leave the link so he hopefully can start off with a whole bunch of subscribers. Also, if you want to be a guest on the show, we're going to leave our website, so you can go there, go to the Be a Guest page, fill out the application. Super easy. Leave a 3-minute video. We'll get back with you as soon as possible. Thank you very much. See ya.